Hi, Taurus. Welcome back to Leigh's Intuitive Tarot. My name is Leigh, and today we're going to take a look at what is going on between you and your soulmate. So this is for new love, okay? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below, okay? Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, I'm going to have to clarify some of these cards, Taurus, because, that's all I'm going to say. You'll see in a minute. You'll see in a minute why I'm saying this. Okay, so let's trying to think about what decks I want to use. Okay, so Spirit is telling you that you need to have patience, Torrance. Torrance, oh God. Why do I call you? Somebody's name must be Torrance. I don't know why I said that because I'm trying to say Taurus. Okay, so Spirit is telling you that there needs to be patience in this situation, okay? I feel like there's a tower moment coming, okay? But we're going to take a look and see what's going on. See, and I'm flipping all through my words and stuff like that. Okay. You're going to have to forgive somebody here because I see the forgiveness card. Okay, let's see what's going on. All right. So the overall energy between the two of you this week is the Two of Cups. So this is talking about a strong connection, mutual attraction between you and your person. All right. They're moving towards you slowly with the Knight of Pentacles, Earth sign or someone with a lot of Earth in their chart towards Virgo Capricorn. There's a choice that needs to be made, but there is something somebody is refusing to see with this Two of Swords, because this can talk about red flags, having your head stuck in the sand, like an ostrich. It can also speak of like, secrets, things that you may know that are going on subconsciously, but you don't want to face them consciously. Okay. Underneath this is the Four of Wands. This is talking about you heading towards marriage, commitment, all of those things. But this is also the Twin Flame card. So I don't know if Spirit got to talk to y'all about your past person, because like I said, a lot of what you're going through now has to do with what happened in the past. Okay. And I know a lot of y'all don't like to talk about the past, but you can't move forward into your future the way that you're wanting to if you don't deal with the past. Okay. And then there's the Wheel of Fortune there. So it's talking about, a leap of faith, this connection being destined. All right. Somebody here with Three of Swords, it can talk about third party situations. I feel like this person right here is representing your twin. This is what's going to happen, because you're being pulled. Your heart is being pulled in a lot of different directions. We talk about this all the time we just talked about, the weirdos, you attracting the weirdos, and just a lot of people playing in your face. But I feel like, initially what I'm getting is they have that initial attraction, and I don't necessarily think a lot of these people are thinking past that initial attraction. I feel like they see you, they're attracted to you, something about you turns them on, and 9 times out of 10, that's it. They don't think any further than that. Okay. And I'm not talking about the new person. I'm talking about these options that you have. Because look at all the cords coming out of the heart, like different people like trying to latch on and acting like they want to be with you. But I don't feel like all of them, the majority of them lack depth. Okay. The soulmate is the one person that is coming towards you, wanting to offer you what it is that you want. Okay. All right, so let's clarify this Two of Cups here. Two of Cups. Because let me tell you this, Spirit is going to keep you in a holding pattern, okay, when it comes to your love life until you get yourself together, okay? And like I said, don't be getting mad at me. Don't be coming at me in the comments when we talk about the older person, because you hear me asking about new love. But like I said, I am the instrument. Spirit is using me to bring through the message, and whatever way they want to convey that message, That is how it goes here on this channel, okay? Because the spirit is directing me to do what is necessary to help you. And so I'm, at the end of the day, I'm with spirit. If they feel like they need to talk about the old person 10 times in a row, that's what they're going to do, because there is something, some point, some information that needs to be hammered home that everybody's not picking up. And that is why we keep going back to the past, because, you know, you can't skip this process. You can't skip the healing. You can't just say, okay, I done had all these fucked up relationships. Let me just move forward and jump into the next relationship. Because that's the reason why you haven't found the person you wanted, or the people that are coming in are not coming in the right way, is because I feel like a lot of you are trying to skip these steps, and you can't do that, because the path that you're on in this lifetime, this is about you getting yourself together. Because for a lot of you, this could be something that you're revisiting that has happened to you over many lifetimes, and this is the lifetime that you signed up for, where, you know, on the other side, and spirit is telling you, okay, your spiritual team is like, okay, we're gonna get you together, we're gonna get you, you know, hemmed up and sewed up in this one. So it's not going to be easy, all right? But spirit is also saying that if you can get, you know, through this and get on the other side, you're going to realize that it was all worth it. Okay. All right. So here we go. So when it comes to you, spirit is saying this situation is about you finding your inner light. Okay. Because it doesn't matter how other people see you. It doesn't matter how many options you have. It doesn't matter. None of those things matter if you don't if you can't look at yourself in the mirror and really truly love and accept yourself, because that's where it starts. If you're not truly loving and accepting yourself, then you're going to have people that play in your face all the time. I'm not saying that when you love yourself, you won't ever have people play in your face, because there's always going to be one person that tries it, that, because that's human nature, for people to see how far they can push you. But spirit is telling you all of this to tell you that if they're bringing up these things, there's some type of disconnect going on within you that needs to be looked at. Okay. All right. Then when it comes to your person, we've got this person learning how to set boundaries. So it's them making self-care a priority, being direct, naming their limits, tuning into their feelings and practices, and practicing self-awareness. Okay. They're learning from what they went through, just like you are. All right. So it's not just you that's being schooled. It's your person being schooled as well. Okay. All right. So let's start with this first card. The first card that we have that represents you is the Two of Wands. So this is about you being at a crossroads. Okay. Some of you got to decide if you want to be in a relationship or if you want to be by yourself. For others of you, this is about you deciding who you're going to choose. And I feel like for a lot of you, it's a no-brainer. It is going to be the new person. You're not even trying to entertain or hear anything about the old person. And I get that, because I'm like that too. I don't really want to know anything either. But, you know, the things that I do want to know are to be proactive, to watch certain things, to watch out for, to look out for. Because I keep telling y'all, just because you want this person gone, it doesn't mean that they're gone. Because you see that a lot of you have closed the door on this person, and they're still in your energy, right? Even though you're not doing anything to entertain it. So that's why I'm telling you, spirit is telling you this, because this person is not done with you just because you are with them. Okay, let's clarify. Two of Wands, please. Two of Wands. Two of Wands. Okay, so some of you are going through a depression when it comes to your love life. Okay, I think we've had this come up before recently. Okay, and you know, if you're going through depression, my heart goes out to you, because I've been through depression a lot in my past. Okay, and the last time I went through a depression, it was so bad. I was afraid that I wasn't going to be able to come out of it. Okay, so I understand being in this energy like this. Okay, but this is about you pulling yourself out of this, about you helping, you know, helping yourself and loving on yourself, because you know what depression is. It's anger turned inwards. And I feel like for a lot of you, it just may be the question of, why can't excuse me, why can't I get this together? Why can't I find somebody that's going to love me the way I love? Because like I said, I one of my best friends was a Taurus, and I get what you're saying, because Taurus is a very, very loyal, and you're wanting the same thing in return. And that's fair. I feel like that's a beautiful thing to ask for, because it's stuff that you're willing to give to the other person, and you're just wanting it in return. But there's some things that have to be you know, rectify it first within you in order for you to have what it is you want. Spirit is not telling you that you can't have it. Spirit is saying, okay, in order to give it to you, this has to happen, this has to happen, and this has to happen. Okay? Because the type of love we're talking about, Taurus, is not some everyday shit. It's not, you know, some rom-com or some stuff like this. This is somebody like the ultimate love. And I feel like it's what you deserve. But you have to do what is necessary in order for you to get there. You cannot skip steps. Okay? All right. So we've got the compromise card here. So this is Spirit saying, you know, this is the energy you need to be in when this person steps into your life and when you step into theirs. You both have to be at an area of compromise. You have to, you know, throw away the things that have been done to you in the past and the stuff that you've yet to let go of, and your person has to do the same. And you have to give each other a clear and blank slate. Okay, you cannot go into this connection holding on to the shit that happened to you from the past, because it's not going to work. That's why Spirit talks about the healing, because it's easy. Like I said, I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. I know it's easy to want to be bitter, and it's easy to want to just be like, you know, F this, I don't want to do this anymore. But don't give up, Taurus. Don't give up. I feel like you right at the door of, you know, where you're trying to get to, but there's just going to be obstacles along the way, and you have to learn how to get through them, because if you don't get through them, you're in a holding pattern. Remember, you can't turn around and go back the way you were, because you're in a new timeline now. All right. You are moving towards being your best self and having the type of life that you've always wanted to have. But in order to do that, you have to go through the fire. You have to go through this, because that fire is what's forging you and making you the type of person that is able to, you know, have all these things and sustain them. Okay. All right. When it comes to your person, we've got the complete card. So this person is going to come in loving you unconditionally, unselfishly, no limitations, like full out. This person's going to, you know, and when y'all get to a certain level, this person's going to come in, you know, with their heart completely open and love you like unconditionally, like with no, they're going to be all in, not one foot here and a toe there and this person's going to be 100% loving and respecting and caring of you, you know, once y'all build it up to that level. I'm not saying the person already does love you, but it's a thing where both of you have been through so much, okay, trauma and you know, disrespect and being mistreated, until you have to get yourself to a point to where, you know, it's like you starting all over again. So you have to learn how to trust this person. This person has to learn how to trust you, even though they have love for you. And so it's going to be a process. It's going to take time. So for you, the first thing you've got to do is get out of this depression, is what Spirit is saying. Okay. All right. When it comes to your person, the card that we have that fell is the Devil. So this is Capricorn energy. Remember, for some of you, this person could be dealing with some type of addiction. This could talk about, you know, some form of obsession. They're dealing with their stuff. Okay, so we've got the Confidence card coming up here. All right, so this is talking about them needing to build their confidence back up, because you got to think about it. You go through a relationship with somebody who really don't give a fuck, and they just come in and they just fucking reckless, and they playing with your heart, and you tried to trust this person and open yourself up to them, and they kick you in the fucking chest. You got to build yourself back up, because like I told you, this person is a fucking boss. Look at this Confidence card. I feel like this is how they were before they got into this last relationship with this person, but they love like you love, Taurus. That's what you got to understand. They love full out. That's what they want to do. They want somebody with whom they can come in and be like this with. Because like I said, to me, I look at it the same way your person looks at it. If I can't love full out, what the fuck is the point? Okay. And I feel like that's what's going on with this person. They're like, if I'm going to be in this, if I'm going to do this, if I'm going to be with somebody else, it's got to be fucking full out, or I don't want it. And that's how I am. I'm like that too. So in order to be like that, there has to be trust on both sides, like major trust on both sides, especially after you done been fucked with over and over and over again. Like I told you, I feel like both of you are on the same level when it comes to that. You've been through all this shit. You just motherfucking tired. And you just like, where's my person? So the person, like I told you, I feel like you standing at the door, right? The door is closed. But on the other side is your person. But in order for this door to be unlocked, you have to do what you need to do, and your person has to do what they need to do. So that's why I said this is about your life and about, about your love life, and just every area of your life turning out the way you want it to. So you have to understand that there's going to be things you got to go through in order to get there. See, you got to get rid of this anger that's coming out here. Because like I told you, depression, I told you what I tell you depression is. It's anger turned inwards, because you pissed off. You don't understand why you keep going through what you're going through. That's why we have these sessions every week. That's why you need to come here every week and listen to these readings, because spirit is trying to walk you through this stuff. But the way my spiritual team works is they're not going to have you drinking from a fire hose. Okay, you're not going to stick a fire hose in your mouth and they turn it on and just give you all this shit at once, because it's not a thing of you. What's going to end up happening is you're going to become overwhelmed, and it's going to make you want to throw everything down and not fix it. So spirit gives you little bits, dribs and drabs, because that's how they do me. Because little dribs and drabs for you to, little chunks, little pieces for you to work on. And then once you work on that, then we move to the next thing. Then we move to the next thing, like that. Okay? Because they're not trying to overwhelm you, because they understand that this situation can be very daunting at times, and it can be very overwhelming. And it makes you want to, if you stand back and look at everything the way that like the whole entire big picture, it makes you not want to do it. You like, fuck, I got to do this and I got to do this and I got to do that. And so that's why spirit don't do that to you. Spirit gives you a little bit at a time, so you can work on these things a little bit at a time, build up your confidence, and get yourself back to where you need to be. Okay? So like I said, we got the anger card here. You have to work through this anger. You have to ask yourself, what the fuck is making me angry? Why do I feel like this? And you got to take that information and work on it. Okay? Then we've got abandonment wounds here. Okay? So this person, this twin, and the other people that you've been in connections with have triggered abandonment wounds. Okay, something happened to you, Taurus, in your past, where I don't know if it was your parents, I don't know if it was one of the other parents, I don't know if it was something that happened to you in school with friends, I don't know if it was maybe like one of the first relationships you had or whatever, but something happened where you were abandoned, or you felt like you were abandoned by what happened. And because of that, it created a wound. And until this wound is healed from way back in the past, you're going to keep repeating this, because subconsciously, not consciously, we're not talking about, you telling yourself, I just want to be abandoned by people. You're not saying that to yourself consciously. But what you got to understand is, for you to get what it is you want in love, Taurus, the conscious and the unconscious have to be aligned. The conscious and the subconscious have to be aligned. And so what you got to understand is, the conscious mind can be saying all day long, you want a relationship where you're getting treated right. But if your subconscious mind has abandonment wounds, the subconscious mind is what's going to win out. Okay? Because the subconscious mind is what's running the show. That is why I keep telling you it's important for you to heal this stuff, because once you get the subconscious mind on board, you're good to go. But that's what we're working on. That's what we're talking about here. Okay? All right. Okay, so let me get one more. The devil. So we got, fixing what's broken. This is what I kept seeing when I was splitting the cards to shuffle them. When I was just talking to you earlier about certain things, about needing to have patience and stuff like that at the beginning of the read. That's why I was saying that, because it's some stuff that's broken that need to be fixed. So your person is working on what is broken with them. And it's the same thing. You have to work on what has been broken, in you, with you. And I'm talking about, I'm not saying you're a broken person. I'm saying you got wounds. Everybody has wounds. It doesn't make you less than anybody else. It's just these are things you have to fix if you're wanting your life to be different. Okay. All right. So when it comes to the energy between the two of you, we have the 10 of Wands here. Okay. The 10 of Wands is talking about burdens. I feel like all these things you carry, these wounds that we just talked about, that you carry around, I tell you, there's a saying, feelings buried alive never die. So you have to dig these things up and look at them and heal them and then bury them. Because once they've been healed and you bury them, you don't have to worry about this stuff resurfacing later on in your life. But the fact that you have not looked at them, have not scrutinized them, and I get it because we weren't taught to do these things, okay? We weren't taught to do these things, and then we get older, and then our lives keep blowing up, and we're wondering why the fuck this is happening. And the reason why it's happening is because, like I said, your subconscious mind is trying to protect you. And the way it protects you is by steering you away from situations where, you know, it thinks that, you know, you don't need to go in that direction because you could get hurt, that type of thing. But I feel like with a lot of us, we keep going through these same things because even though spirit, you know, our subconscious mind is trying to protect us, it's kind of like a 5 or 6 year old child, and it doesn't understand that certain things, even though you're trying to steer us away from them, we still getting hurt. We still getting, because we thinking, you know, we've told the subconscious mind through things that have happened to us that, okay, this is what love is for us. Love means getting hurt. Love means not having somebody, you know, give the love back to us that we give out. That's what this is about. So something that you've gone through has put that type of idea in your mind. Like, for instance, with the abandonment wounds, something in your mind, in your subconscious mind, is like, okay, you know, every time I get in a relationship, I end up being abandoned. And so that's the affirmation or the thought that's going through your mind. And that limiting belief is playing out over and over and over again, where you're getting into relationships and people are leaving you. Okay. And it's something that has to be healed, because once you heal that, then your experiences are going to change. And so that's why I'm telling you, you can't skip it, because say you try to get into a relationship with this new person. This person is going to play out, y'all going to play out the same shit over and over again. You're going to play out the abandonment wound again, because you are reacting from your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind is not clean. There are things in there that have to be rooted and dug out and healed. Okay. All right. So let's clarify this 10 of Wands. So that's what I feel like those wands are. Each one of those things are things where you've gotten hurt and been mistreated, and you know, you just like, what in the hell is going on? Okay, hang on. Is this the twin spirit? Okay. All right. We finna talk about this again. Okay. There's a lot of love between you and this new person. Okay. This is about, you know, there needs to be balance on both sides of this connection, which means your person's got to do their shit. You've got to do yours. Hold on. Let me clarify this. Like I said, for those of you, I know you don't want to talk about the old person, but like I said, it's going to be what it's going to be. We talk about the new person, but you know, the old person is going to show up because they don't want to get out of your energy. Okay. So the card that fell for you is the synchronicities card. So this is Spirit saying, you know, you may be seeing repeating numbers, that type of thing. Spirit is trying to guide you through this situation. We talk about this all the time. You're not alone. You have you have a spiritual team around you that is trying to help you navigate through this thing, but you have to listen to what they're saying. Okay. You can't just be like, okay, well, I'm just going to do what I want to do and expect this to turn out differently than it has in the past. Okay. Us doing what we want to do didn't get us where we wanted to be. All right. That's what Spirit is trying to tell you. You doing it the way you was doing it in the past didn't work. So now it's time to try something different if you want a different outcome. Okay. All right. So hold on. Okay. Okay. So can you clarify these two? Okay. Okay, let me tell you this. This is part of the reason why this is not moving forward either. You have depression on your side, right? when it comes to there's a barrier between the both of you. Remember I told you the door? Look. See the door? You can't tell me that this is not coming from spirit. Because I just talked to you about a door, right? You stand on one side, your person standing on the other, right? But you in separation. So there's a barrier between the two of you, okay? In order for this door to open, a metamorphosis is required. So that means you got to change. This person has to change. They got stuff going on just like you do, okay? They are numbing themselves with this numbing card, because I that's why I kept clarifying, because I wanted to make sure spirit is talking about the new person. So yes, your person is numbing themselves because they have things that they're trying to deal with as well. All right. And you see what it says here to clarify it? Too much to think about. So this person was raked over the coals, just like you were raked over the coals. All right. But this is your person. This is the person that's going to come in and love you the way that you want to be loved. But just like you gotta work through this depression, you have to work through, hold on. You have to work through this anger. All right. And just like you got to work through these abandonment wounds, this person has shit they got to work through too. They got things that are broken right here that need to be fixed. Okay. And then the devil showed up. And remember, I told you it can talk about addictions. So this person is numbing. They have been overindulging in things. All right. Because remember, I keep telling y'all, just because you got somebody coming into your life, just because this is supposed to be the love of your life, just because they're perfect for you, it does not mean they don't carry their own burdens as well. That's why that 10 of Wands is here, because Spirit is saying you both have your own burdens to carry. You both have your own burdens that you have to deal with in order to be able to be in this connection with each other. Okay. So this is like the ultimate clearing out. This is like the ultimate purging is what needs to happen on both sides. Okay. This is not a relationship. That's why that's what I keep trying to explain to y'all. This is not your everyday relationship. You know, people talk about, oh, I see my friends going out with somebody. I'm telling you, I'm willing to bet 9 times out of 10. I'm not saying that they're not in a loving relationship and that the love is not going to last, but it's not on the level of this love. Okay. Because this is requiring you to clean out certain things. Okay. To put certain things to bed for good, so that you can have what it is that you rightfully deserve and what you desire. Okay. So what you got to understand is this person has their things as well. Like I told you, you can't expect somebody to have gone through a relationship. See, this is a thing you gotta think about here. There's a lot of people in the comments talking about, oh, I'm not gonna be with somebody who is going through that, or that's what's going on, or you talking about the old person. I'm like, no, I'm not talking about the old person, because I keep clarifying to make sure that I'm not talking about the old person. Okay. So this is about the new person, and Spirit is telling you that this person has their battles just like you have their battles. You can't expect somebody, just like you went through what you went through with your twin. Think about the shit that person did to you and how it made you feel, how it chipped at your fucking self-worth, and how, you know, it has the capacity to change you if you don't stop it from happening, or if you don't work on yourself to get yourself to a better level. It has the capacity to change you if you allow it to happen. So the same thing is going on with this person. They're human just like everybody else. And yes, this is your Superman or your Superwoman, but you also have to understand that even if if you watch the Superman movies, right? If you watch all the superhero movies, at some point they all get beat down. They all find their kryptonite, find the thing that makes them weak, because it's about them going through challenges and moving through things as well. It's just because, you know, they may be superhuman on certain levels, they still have their fucking struggles just like everybody else. That's what Spirit is trying to get you to understand. And so if you want to be in a relationship with somebody, a good, healthy relationship, you got to understand everybody's going to carry their burdens. And if you go into a relationship being, you know, hardcore and looking down on somebody because they have weaknesses and they have things that they got to work through, it's not going to work, Taurus. It's not going to work. Just like you don't want somebody, you coming into a relationship with somebody and them beating you down because, oh, why you allow that person to drag you like that? Why you sitting in this depression? Why you that? Think about how that sounds for somebody to be like that towards you. So you got to think about it with this person, because like I said, to me, the way I look at it, I understand. But like I said, I understand that the person that I'm supposed to be with is human, just like I am, you know? And so if you want them to have your back, and be there for you and so on and so forth, you have to give the same to them as well. Okay? Because we're not talking about the twin. Because with the twin, that's a done deal. That person doesn't want to heal themselves. They don't want to be better. They don't want to do better. They're not looking at you as inspiration to be better. They looking at you as how they can fucking control you, how they can, shit all over you, how they can, make you feel worse than the way you already feel, how they can keep you in a depression, how they can, keep you stuck in your head so you won't go anywhere. That's the type of deal we talking about over here. And I'm not talking about this person. I would never direct you to go back to somebody that thinks and treats you that way. But this person, they have their struggles just like everybody else. But this person has, pure intentions. They're wanting to come towards you, love you, marry you, be a life partner to you. The both of you be loyal and be with each other and ride or die with each other forever. But you can't sit here and expect them to not have issues. They've lived just like you've lived. They went through shit just like you went through shit. And you can't just be like, oh, well, you having a bad time. I'm gonna kick you in your fucking ass and walk off, because that's essentially what your person did to you. So I'm saying all this to say, y'all gotta let this go. The fairy tale y'all living in, where y'all think, it ain't everybody. I'm talking to those of you who thinking that your person ain't supposed to have no problems. We all have issues in this lifetime, okay? But this is somebody that can overcome their shit. They're wanting to overcome their stuff. They're looking at you as an inspiration to overcome what they're going through, okay? So I feel like this is also a test for you to see how you handle this, because if you sitting and saying and judging and saying, oh, well, this person got issues, how can they have issues? This supposed to be, my Superman or my Superwoman. You ain't fucking living in reality, Taurus. I'm gonna tell you the truth, right? You ain't fucking living in reality. My person has issues too. They have things that are going on that they have to deal with. And I'm trying to tell you, your spiritual teams don't fucking play about y'all. So just like they not gonna let you go into somebody's life and fuck it up, they damn sure ain't gonna let them come into your life and fuck it up, because it's certain things that they haven't addressed. Okay, but Spirit is telling you this is somebody that they may be down right now, but they gonna make a comeback. I told you, this person is a boss, man or woman. This is somebody who handles their shit. This is somebody who can get over whatever they need to get over in order to get to where they're trying to get to. This is somebody that's accomplished, that's had a beautiful life, that has built a beautiful life for themselves. But you have to understand, just because you have a beautiful life and stuff, like I told you, life is peaks and valleys. Okay? Life is peaks and valleys. And so just like you go through peaks and valleys, this person has gone through them as well. And this is one thing that y'all got to understand about relationships. You think you're going to get in a relationship and you're going to be fucking singing the Smurf song, la, 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 la. You think you're going to be doing that for the rest of your life? It's not like that. They're going to be tests. I told you, when you get together with this person, your people your ex is going to come out the woodwork and try to fuck y'all up, try to fuck y'all over, try to fuck y'all up, because they're going to see you happy and wanting to tear you down because they ain't happy, so you shouldn't be happy. So that is why Spirit is trying to prepare you. I got cards all over this damn table from where Spirit is trying to prepare you and explain to you what is going on. So if you're not able to deal with this, or this is a problem for you, that the person that's coming into your life has issues too, I'm talking to those of you who ain't living in reality, that your person has issue too, you have a problem with it, then maybe you need to think about being by yourself and not being in a relationship. I'm just going to be honest with you, because there's going to be fucking ups and downs. I don't give a fuck who you with. There's going to be ups and downs. It's not going to be 100%. But at the end of the day, you have to realize that you and this person, you have to go into it realizing or thinking you and this person are a team, and you have to learn how to attack the problem and not attack each other. You have to learn how to judge and deal with the problem and not judge and deal with the with the other person like that. Because you going into something looking down on somebody, being judgmental of them, or doing anything like that, you starting off on the wrong foot. You're starting off on the wrong foot. And I understand you've been through a lot of bobos, you've been through a lot of dusties. I feel like your person has as well. But it's about you at the end of the day, neither one of you giving up and realizing, okay, we a team, we gonna get through this, so on and so forth. Okay, because Spirit is giving you somebody who has been through similar things so that you can understand each other and you can work through things together. Okay, Spirit never promised you a relationship that was gonna be, gonna be a fairy tale and never have any problems. I ain't never say that. I ain't never say that. That never came out of my mouth. Okay, so that's what you got to understand. What do they say? New levels, new devils. That's the saying. So it's the same thing. New levels, new devils. So you're gonna be in this relationship. People are gonna be like, okay, let's see how strong the relationship is. There will always be tests. You don't ever think in this lifetime you gonna go off somewhere while you still breathing and you still in this body. Don't think you gonna go off somewhere and that's gonna be the end of stress and the end of strife, because that's not life. That's not life, sweetheart. In life, there's always gonna be curveballs thrown at you, and it's just how you deal with it. Either you step out the damn way, you knock it out the park, or you get hit and you fall down and you get up and you dust your damn self off and you keep moving. Okay, it's one or the other. It's just how you deal with it. Okay, all right, let's move on. Let me get out of my soapbox. But I had to talk about that because I got to talk. I'm going to defend these new people, because these new people, this is exactly what you prayed for. It's exactly what you want. Yeah, they got issues, but nobody's going to come in without no issues. Hell, you got issues. You have issues. You have things that you need to deal with. Okay? You dealing with anger. You dealing with abandonment issues. You dealing with depression. You have things as well. So if you want other people to be accepting and loving and unconditionally loving of you, you gotta give them the same thing. You have to give them the same thing, because you have to, and this is the meat of the relationship. This is how you really see the type of person you dealing with, right? Let me give you a story. So I don't know how many of you watched, because there's a video I have up. It's like an hour and 45 minutes long. It's like a fucking full feature movie. But I talk about my twin flame journey because I've gone through it twice. Okay, once with the false flame, and then the second time with the real one. Okay, so what I'm saying is, you can't get into stuff with people and not expect there to be bad times. Okay, not saying you going in saying it's all gonna be fucking fire and brimstone, it's gonna be all fucked up. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, you have to realize that challenges are gonna arise, and you have to feel like, how are you going to deal with it. So like, let me give you an example. So with this twin, right, that's the real one. When they started acting crazy, right, they was breadcrumbing and leaving me on red. I mean, we didn't even get, it wasn't even 24 hours before this twin started acting crazy. Okay, at the time, it just hit me wrong. I really didn't like it, but at the end of the day, I realized Spirit did me a damn they did me a damn service by coming that quickly, because some of y'all, it didn't happen until you were years into the fucking relationship or months into the relationship. And so that's why I tell you, my heart goes out to you, because I know how I hurt after just a couple of days of being around this person. So I can only imagine if you married this person, or if you had kids with them, or if it was, what I'm saying, if it was some type of long-term, full-blown commitment, and then this person started acting crazy. I know that had to just fuck your head up. But anyway, I digress. So when this happened, right, and the person was doing what they were doing, I walked away. I was like, I'm not putting up with this, because, like I told you, I work on loving myself. And in the past, when I didn't love myself, I would go through all these things, and I would just continue to take shit off of people. So that's why I understand everything y'all be going through, because I've been through it too. So now it's a new day. Okay, because Leigh don't put up with the shit that she used to put up with. Okay, if you start to do something fucked up, and I warn you about it first, but then if you continue to move the same way, then I gotta go. So this person left me on red. Okay, like the first night we started talking to each other, they left me on red in a text message. Okay, and they came back the next day and apologized, and I said, okay, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, because people make mistakes, right? So, but I warned them. I said, okay, I'm just letting you know. I said, it has been my experience in the past that there are a lot of people out here who like to fucking play games. And I said, if that is, I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but I'm letting you know I'm not here for the bullshit. I didn't say it like that, but that was the gist of what I was telling them. So they like, no games here, no games here. So I said, okay. Then that day we texting each other, and he was saying something about wanting us to meet up or whatever. And so I put something out there. I said, okay, well, I can meet you at such and such a time. When you ready to go to lunch or whatever, I can meet you over here at this restaurant, right? That was somewhere near where he worked. So when I said that, he asked certain questions, like he asked where it was or whatever, because I didn't volunteer the place first. So he asked me that question or whatever. I give him the answer. And I guess I don't know if he didn't like what I said. I don't know, what, because like I told you, I feel like at the end of the day, all this person wanted to do was sleep with me. Okay? Let's be honest. That's all he wanted, was to sleep with me. Don't matter if he had feelings or whatever, because like I said, it's about what you do with him. It don't have nothing to do. You can have all the love and all the feelings and all the whatever, whatever. But if at the end of the day, you bullshit and you breadcrumb and you playing games with people, it's not about that for you. It might be about that for the other person, but it's not about that for you. So I digress again. I'm saying all of this to say, when, I wasn't suggesting we meet at a hotel or some shit like that, I guess he didn't like that. And so he left me on red again. So I say, you know what? I'm done with this bullshit. I said, you've shown me twice who the fuck you are. Okay. And if you felt like you leave me on red the first time wasn't you didn't do anything wrong, then why did you apologize when you came back? It's because you knew you did something wrong. Because people don't apologize for shit they didn't do. When they didn't do it, unless they knew they did something wrong on some type of level, right? So I'm saying all this to say that I walked away, right? So all this time passed by or whatever. And so Spirit was telling me that I needed to tell this person how I felt. I needed to tell them the truth. And I feel like the reason why they told me this is because it has something to do with the way this is supposed to go, with like the activation and stuff like that. We're supposed to know each other's true feelings. And I already knew them because Spirit told me how this person felt about me. Okay. So I told a person, I sent them a text message and told them how I felt. Right. This was a while after what happened in the beginning. Okay. I was told to do this. So I'm a person where if my spiritual team is telling me to do something, I may him and haw about it a little bit, if it, depending upon what it is. But most times when they ask me to do something, I do it because I know there's a reason why. So I told the person how I felt. Right. Then Spirit is saying that the person is mad at me. They feel like it's my fault that I didn't allow them to mistreat me. Right. I didn't allow them to abuse me, to leave me on red, to breadcrumb me and all this shit. I didn't stand there and take it. So they were angry about that. Right. So I say, okay. Now, I just told you a few minutes ago that if somebody felt like they didn't do anything wrong, why are they apologizing, right? Okay, so I'm gonna have to walk that back a little bit when it comes to me, because I gotta explain to you why I did this. So we going through this situation, right? I tell you how I felt. You angry at me. I said, let me apologize to this person. If they feel like that, if their perception is that I hurt their feelings, I said, let me apologize. And the reason why I'm saying that, it wasn't because I felt like I did anything wrong. I wanted to understand. I wanted to see how this person handled conflict. That's why I did it. Okay. It wasn't because I thought I did anything wrong. I said, let me apologize to them and see how they react, right? So I apologize. I let them know. I said, okay, I apologize for my part in what happened between the two of us, right? I get no answer from them. They never answered me back. Never said anything. Never said anything in response to me. So that told me right there when that happened that that's not somebody I need to fuck with, because you telling me that when we have a disagreement, you're showing me what you're going to do. You're showing me who you are. You're showing me that you're childish. You won't you won't take responsibility for what the fuck you did, but you want to blame everything on the other person and expect them to take responsibility. And like I told you, I gave the apology because I just wanted to see what the fuck he was going to do. I honestly, to this day, I will tell you, I didn't do anything wrong to this person. All I did was tell them how I felt. And, if they were offended by me just cutting ties and leaving, that's what I said. Okay, if you feel like I did something wrong to you in this, I'm gonna apologize to see you to you. And to myself, I'm saying, let's see what he gonna do. And so, like I said, it's to this day, I still feel like the dude is still upset. And about what? Because you fucked up some shit because I wouldn't chase you. Get the fuck out of here. Ain't nobody got no time for that. So I'm saying this to tell you that, yeah, I apologize to him. No, I didn't think I was wrong, but me doing that taught me something. It taught me about the type of person he is, and that to me put the nail in the coffin and let me know that's somebody I don't need to deal with. Because I'm telling you, there's gonna be times in a relationship where you gonna have to, you gonna have to come down. You have to put the gun down, and your person gonna have to put the gun down too, because you can't be fighting each other like that. You have to go into it being willing to work on it and do whatever it is you need to do. There are gonna be times where you honestly feel like you didn't do nothing to hurt this person, but they may still feel hurt by your actions. And so you may have to apologize to somebody, even though you feel like you didn't do anything wrong. In order, if that's what's going to happen for the two of y'all, to have the two of you go along to get along in order to move past whatever the issue is, because at the end of the day, an apology is about you letting the other person know that their feelings mean something to you. Whether you feel like you did anything wrong or not. It's not you putting the blame on yourself. I feel like it's you saying, I don't feel, it wasn't my intent to hurt your feelings, but if if I stepped on your toes while I did whatever I did, I apologize. Your feelings do mean something to me. Okay. And so the fact that, I didn't even get a response, that let me know right there, that's somebody I don't need to fucking deal with. That whole disagreement taught me completely about the type of person this person is. So I'm telling you all of this to tell you, relationships are not what you see on fucking TV with them rom-coms and people saying, oh, it's this and it's that. No, you're going to have to go in with a certain mindset and say, okay, if this is going to be my life partner, then I have to be willing to do what is necessary in order to keep the relationship going. Okay? Because think about it. You hear a lot of times, if you go on YouTube and you find husbands that'll talk about their wives and stuff like that, they'll tell you, they say many times, I've had to apologize for things in my life that I felt like I didn't do anything wrong, but my partner's feelings were hurt. And so if I want this to move on, I have to let them know that, hey, I didn't intend to do anything to you, but if you felt hurt by what I did, I'm sorry, And so if you can't be willing, Taurus, to do those types of things, then what we doing? What you think a relationship is? It's not just somebody that you lay down in the bed with and sleep with and y'all go hang out sometimes and you this and that. This is about you connecting with somebody and really getting to know them really getting to know you, and the two of you being a team and compromising and working together and stuff like that. And so if you don't have that type of mindset, then maybe you need to think about being by yourself. Because I'm telling you, relationships can be rough. Because think about how they are with your family members, people that you had the same DNA with, and you didn't get to choose them. They fucking just in your life, and you just gotta fucking deal with it. And I'm not saying you had this type of tumultuous relationship with everybody, but I'm sure everybody got at least one person in their damn family where you be like, man, if we didn't share the same fucking DNA, or if my mama wasn't gonna get me, or my daddy wasn't gonna get me, I will fuck you up. Don't tell me you don't have at least one person in your life that you had that type of relationship with, and you feel like you can't get away from this person because they're your family. Okay, you love them, but you'll fuck them up if they were somebody out in the fucking streets. Let's be honest, okay? So that's why I'm trying to get you to understand. Don't be living in no damn fairy tale, because that's the easiest way for you to crash and burn when it comes to a relationship. It's for you to be living thinking that it's just gonna be all fucking good, it's gonna be all gravy, and it ain't gonna be no bad times, okay? Because anybody, like I said, go on YouTube and look up people who've been married 50, 60, whatever year, or hell, 20, 10 years, and they will tell you they done been through the fucking storm with their person. But it's about the both of you loving each other and loving yourselves enough to know that this is not my enemy, this is my person, and we in this together, and we gonna get through it, get through it no matter what, depending on what it is. You got to have somebody where the both of you are on the same wavelength, on the same mindset. And I don't know about y'all, But I would rather have somebody that was going through some shit like this than to have somebody that was going through fucking cheating and all this other kind of stuff. So like I tell you, there's a friend of mine, his mother always used to tell me this shit. I don't know if I told it to y'all, but I told it to one of the signs, where she always says, anybody that you're going to be with, there's a pile of shit you're going to have to step in, because they have their own, basically saying they have their own issues just like everybody else, right? You just got to figure out which pile you want to step in. There will be nobody on this earth that you will connect with that don't have issues that you're going to have to deal with by being in a connection with them. Okay. All right, let's move on. So when it comes to the outcome card, we've got the Seven of Swords here. So I feel like this could, let me clarify it and see why it's coming up. Let me see why it's coming up first, and then we're going to talk about it. And see, like I say, y'all see these cards and y'all, be thinking about, oh, it's hard, it's the, you got to see what Spirit is saying first. Let's see what Spirit is saying. So I feel like this card is not talking about, if it's deception, this could be Spirit telling you, don't basically deceive yourself, because that's why we had that Two of Swords come up in the clarification power. Where is it at? Hold on, let me see. Find it. Yeah, this Two of Swords. Remember I told you that there's something that you got your head stuck in the sand. You're not looking at red flags. There's something that you don't see. That's what I feel like these two cards are coinciding with each other. And Spirit is saying that don't be afraid to look at what the red flags are. You need to know who you're dealing with before you get into a connection with them. But depending upon what it is, you gotta figure out what you're willing to what, like I said, which pile of shit you ready to step into and which one you're not. Okay. Because like I said, I'm not saying it ain't gonna be good times. It's gonna be a lot of good times between you and this person, but then you also gonna have other issues as well, because they have things that you're both inspiring each other to grow, to be better. And so in order to do that, you're gonna have to go through shit with this person. This person's gonna see you at your lowest low. You're gonna see them at their lowest low. But if you're not ready to do that, then you need to rethink whether or not you're ready to be in a relationship. I'm just gonna tell you straight up, okay? Because this is about aligning for you. This is the information we got here. Aligning for this person to come in and surrendering to what is going on. You have to trust Spirit. You have to trust your spiritual team and know that your spiritual team is not trying to put you in something that's going to be detrimental to you after you went through this fucking traumatic shit with this twin. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. This whole situation is about trust, Taurus. Okay? All of us are being called to trust. I'm being called to trust. You are. Your person is. Everybody is in this situation. Okay? And then we've got the Divine Feminine card showing up for your person. So this person knows that you are the one for them and you feel like home to them. They are coming towards you, but you're going to have to decide if you're going to be ready to put up with what's really going on. Because I feel like with this person, they understand the stuff that I'm telling you, that life is filled with ups and downs, and you're going to have times where you're going to get along with your person, and you're going to have times where you be like, leave me alone. I don't want to deal with your ass right now. But that don't mean you don't love them. That don't mean it's the end of the relationship. That don't mean none of that stuff. It's ups and downs. You and this person agree to be in a relationship with each other, and you ride it until you're ready to get off. That's how it is. But if you want something long term, you want a life partner and all this kind of stuff, they not always gonna move right, Taurus. They not always gonna. They ain't never gonna go through a time and never play a bad note, because they fucking human just like you are. You make mistakes too. Think of the shit you done did in the past. Everybody got skeletons in their closet. You open up everybody's closet, bones gonna fall out every fucking where. Okay? So that's why I'm telling you this stuff, because you need to understand this. Some of y'all, you gotta understand this. There is no person in this world that's motherfucking perfect, and you ain't never gonna have no fucking issues with them. That's not living in reality. Okay? Because look, you have times when you mad and you pissed off at yourself for things that you did or didn't do, or you didn't show up the right way you wanted to. So if you're gonna get mad at your own damn self, then what the fuck you think is gonna happen with somebody else? Okay? Like I said, I had to tell y'all. Okay, so we got the regret card. I feel like this is your twin. Somebody feels remorse for the way that they treated you. This is your twin. Okay, we have chemistry. It says the attraction you feel is mutual. And then we've got decision. It's time to decide about this relationship. Okay, so Yeah. Then here's the balance card. It says one person is giving too much in this relationship. So this is about you. Spirit is telling you to put your head down and focus on yourself at this time. Focus on what you need to look at in your life with yourself. And you have to just understand that you got issues just like everybody else. And you can't, that's like hypocritical to just be like, oh, I got depression, I got this, I got that, but oh, you can't have no issues. Think about how that sounds, but you can't have no issues. That would be like, what if the person came in and told you that shit? Yeah, I'm overindulging, or I'm numbing, or I'm this, I'm that. But you can't have no fucking issues. You can't have no issues. You got to walk the line. You got to be perfect. Think about how crazy that sounds. That's why you know somebody ain't living in reality if they're going to tell you some shit like that. Okay? So let's move on. So let's get some messages from your person, from the new person. It says, I'm just doing what I have to do right now. Okay. Then we have, I'm trying to think of what I want to say to you. All right. Because like I said, this person's wanting to come in and let you know how they feel. I just want you to be happy. Okay. Let me get some other messages. Because like I said, this is somebody very protective. They're going to have your back and stuff like that. But like I said, they're not always going to show up the way you want them to show up. It is because it's life. Okay. So look, I'm in love with you. Okay. Then we have, I thought this was just lust, but I was not used to love flowing through me like this. Okay. Then we have, I wrote you a letter on paper, but I'm too afraid to show it to you. And then we have, wow. So this is what real love feels like. Okay. So like I told you, this person, I feel like, was about to give up on love or had given up on love when they saw you. And so you and this person have a soul contract, but it's up to you. You got free will at the end of the day. If you feel like you don't want to deal with this, or you can't deal with this, then you got to decide. You have to decide. Okay, so yeah, see, we got reconciliation. It says someone from your past is returning to your life. So like I told you, for the majority of you, where this is new love, this person is coming back from a past lifetime. Okay. For others of you, there are people from your past. Okay. And I don't care if you like what I say or not. I'm telling you what spirit is giving me. There are people in your past that you were not romantically linked with that could be coming towards you. There's a girl that just sent me a comment. Let me see if I can find that comment, because I'm going to read that down comment, because I want y'all to hear what she's saying. Hold on, give me 1 second, because we're going to find this comment. Okay, here we go. I found it. Okay, this girl, she says, you are so right with the return. My person from the past was just a friend from high school, and we're doing really well, and he's presently my soulmate. I had to leave the toxicity behind, and my soulmate came right on in as soon as I changed my frequency and vibration. Okay. Your past could be anyone. So listen to the reader, guys. It doesn't have to be someone you were in a relationship with. Just like she said, have faith and know the divine has someone for you that is better. But make room for it by ridding yourself of all and anybody or anything that is not serving you for your highest good. Okay, so I'm telling you, it don't have to be somebody that you were romantically connected with. So don't be, like I said, don't be coming at me in the comments with that BS, because you come at me in the comments with the BS, I'm going to come right back at you with it. Okay, so we've got heart-to-heart conversations. It says, honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So that's what Spirit is telling you when this person comes in. Y'all need to talk about what's going on. Okay. All right, this is a long ass read. I didn't expect for it to be this long. I always sit down and I'm like, okay, we're just gonna do it. It's gonna be this, that, and then Spirit got stuff to say, so we just have to say it. So I hope this helped. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. Please have a good day and a good rest of your week, Taurus, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, Taurus. Hi, Taurus. Welcome back to Leigh's Intuitive Tarot. My name is Leigh, and today we're going to take a look at new love and find out what's going on in your love life with your soulmate. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, here we go, Taurus. All right, overall energy for this week's reading is the Queen of Wands. This is a fire sign or someone with a lot of fire in their chart, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This card is talking about, you know, I feel like how you are. You're fiery, you're passionate. This can speak of, you know, this could be your person as well. Both of you sitting in this passionate energy because you're getting ready to come together, okay? See the flames here? Okay, also with the Queen of Wands, it can talk about preparing yourself for this reunion, okay? Underneath this is the star, Aquarius energy. This is talking about, hold on, it's talking about wishes coming true. It's also speaking of healing and like you know, doing the things you need to do again to prepare for this connection, okay? All right, underneath this is the Three of Swords. Hold on, there's a lot of naked people in these cards, okay? This is the Three of Swords. It's talking about heartbreak, breakup, separation. There are three swords here. We always talk about one is you, one is your soulmate, one is the twin. It could also go the other way, meaning one may be you, one could be your soulmate, and one could be their ex-person, all right? But this is, you know, talking about, you know, the breakup that occurred, I feel like on both sides of this connection between your soulmate and their person and between you and your ex-person, okay? Yeah, here it is again. Five of Cups here, okay? Again, heartbreak, breakup, separation, all right? A loss when it comes to relationships, okay? You could be crying over spilled milk. You know, some of you could be marinating in this energy, which is what Spirit is asking you not to do. But, you know, you got to feel your feelings at the end of the day, but Spirit is just telling you don't continue to sit in them, okay? Because it's basically going to exacerbate what's going on. You're never going to be able to move on in the direction you're wanting to the longer you continue to sit in this. Let me say it like this. The longer you sit in this energy, Taurus, is the longer you are going to be delayed. Hold on. The longer you're going to be delayed from being in this connection with this new person. So if you're wanting to heal yourself and you're wanting to move forward, you have to figure out how to transmute this energy into something good, something better. That's why Spirit tells you to focus on your career, focus on you moving forward in whatever ways you can in your life, because that's what's going to help you get past what has happened, okay? All right, so with the Five of Swords, this can talk about feeling defeated when it comes to love, feeling like both you and your soulmate feeling defeated, okay? But what you have to realize is there are lessons, whether you are successful at something or whether you are defeated. There are lessons in everything that you learn in this lifetime. And I feel like Spirit is telling you to take those lessons, let go of everything else, and to move forward, okay? All right. Yeah, because see, you got this past life connection with this soulmate coming in. And then with the Knight of Swords, air sign or someone with a lot of air in their chart, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, this person's going to come in out of nowhere and sweep you off your feet. Yeah, and then, excuse me, with the Eight of Wands, that's confirmation burp. With the Eight of Wands, this is also talking about, you know, communication coming in, okay? So we're going to start by clarifying this Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. Yeah, see, Spirit is talking about lessons. That's what this is all about. Is lessons, okay? There are things you have to learn in order to elevate, in order to go through your spiritual awakening, in order to be able to move forward, okay? All right, Queen of Wands. Okay, when it comes to your person, Spirit is telling you to show compassion to this soulmate, okay? It's not that you know, they're not saying you don't need compassion too, but they're saying to always put yourself in that person's shoes. And I feel like your person's going to put themselves in your shoes so that the both of you will show each other compassion and, you know, you can move forward together. Okay. All right. So when it comes to the card that represents you in this connection, we've got the Six of Swords here. So this is talking about moving forward. Okay. It can talk about, you know, moving out of a rough period of your life into a calmer, you know, I don't know, a calmer, what do I want to say? A calmer, stress-free period of your life. Let me say that, okay? All right, and then you're being guided by Spirit, because remember, I always tell you the birds and the cards to me represent Spirit guiding you, okay? Let's clarify.
Yeah, and you see, if you look at the bottom of the card, it says earned success. So you earned this movement forward, this movement out of this crazy period of your life. Okay, you've earned it, is what Spirit is saying. So we've got the family card showing up here. I feel like this is Spirit saying that you're moving into a period where your true family is about to show up. Because I feel like for a lot of you, it may be a situation where you don't feel like a member of your DNA and your blood family. I feel like, you know, a lot of you may have always felt like the odd one out. What do they call it? The black sheep, the one that, what do they call it? Scapegoat. All these words used to describe the person that, you know, gets blamed for a lot of the stuff that, you know, you may have never felt seen by your family, and you just may feel like, who in the hell are these people, and how in the hell did I get born in this family? Because you may look like people in your family, but I don't feel like they truly feel like your family. I don't feel like, for a lot of you, you have been truly accepted by your family. Okay, so we've got the sadness and loss card showing up here for your person. This has come up before. This could be a situation where someone in your soulmate's family may have passed away. Their partner may have passed away. It could also be a situation where because this is talking about loss as well, it could be speaking of the loss that occurred when things fell apart with your, you know, with your soulmate and the you know, their ex. Okay, all right. Okay, so let me get one more card. Six of Swords. Okay, the two cards that fell are healthy choices and wedding rings. Okay, the reason why this healthy choice card is falling is it's because it's talking about the reason why all of this is happening, because this is about you and your person both learning how to make healthier choices when it comes to your love life. Okay, choices that are going to make you happier in the long run and in the long term. Okay, then we also have the wedding rings card here. This is talking about union and marriage, soul connection, everlasting love, and devotion. Okay, so these healthy choices, as I said, are going to lead to you being happier, and part of that happiness is coming into union with this new person, with this soulmate. Okay, all right. When it comes to your person, the card that we have for them that is representing them this week is the Four of Swords. Okay, this could talk about your person, you know, taking a break. This is also like the mini hermit for me. So this is like your person basically going through their healing process to get rid of that stress and that strife and the loss and the sadness from whatever happened on their side of things. Okay, because like I said, for a lot of you, we had these breakup cards show up, like two of them, both of them, the Three of Swords, and we also had the Five of Cups showing up here. Okay, so like I said, it wasn't just a breakup and heartache and heartbreak on one side of this connection. It's happened on both sides. So this person has got to get themselves together, just like you have to get yourself together. And I feel like that is what is causing this connection to not have, for some of you, not have come together yet. Okay, let's clarify. Okay, so this victim card fell upside down, and I feel like what Spirit is saying is this is about you no longer seeing yourself as the victim. Okay, because I talk about this all the time, so get ready. Okay, this may be an unpopular opinion, but I'm gonna fucking tell you the truth. Okay, what you got to understand, Taurus, I was telling somebody this today in the comments, so I guess that's why it's coming to mind again. What you got to understand, Taurus, is that yes, you've been through a lot. Yes, people have, you know, mistreated you and dragged you, and you did not deserve it. No, but you have to start to take responsibility for the things that are happening in your life. And like I said, when I say that to you, it was something I had to learn to do as well, because I used to sit and be like, you know, why are all these people acting like this? Why are people doing this to me? And why are people doing that to me? But you have to understand the rules of this life. The rules of this life say whatever you believe to be true, that's what the fuck is going to happen. Okay? So I'm not saying that consciously you are telling yourself you want to have a fucked up relationship, you want to have a fucked up love life. I'm not saying that's what you're telling yourself. What I am saying is that there have been some things that have happened to you in the past that have caused you to have subconscious beliefs, hidden beliefs, that where you believe that every time you get into a relationship, it's going to be something fucked up. Something fucked up's going to happen. You're going to get mistreated. This is the pattern because it's happened one time. It happened one time in your past. Then your subconscious mind absorbed it. Okay. And it's trying to protect you. But it's formed this belief saying that, you know, you are the victim in every fucking relationship and that you are getting abused by all these people. And I'm not sitting here saying that's not what's happening. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you cannot control the way other people show up in your energy, but you can control what the fuck you do when they do, okay? So this is about you standing in your power and saying, fuck no, you're not going to come in my energy and act crazy. It don't matter if I love you. It don't matter, you know, how long we've been together. It don't matter if we got 50 kids. You don't get to come in my energy and treat me like shit. That is what this is about. This is about you learning how to set your motherfucking boundaries and saying, hey, we not doing this no more, okay? But see what it is, come on, we gonna talk. Let me tell you what it is. This is what it is. Because I'm telling you, because I've been through this. You are afraid that if you stand your ground and you let these motherfuckers know what's really going on, you're afraid that these people are gonna leave you and they're not going to come back and you're going to end up by yourself. But let me tell you something. If this person stays, okay, this is just a hypothetical person. We ain't even talking about this person over here. We just talking about love in general, okay? Because I feel like this needs to be looked at, okay? If this person were to stay and they're mistreating you, okay? Let's just talk about the last things you've experienced, but we're not going to reference that person, okay? If this person stays, there's somebody that's breadcrumbing you, they take you for granted, they don't see your value, you know, they make you feel bad about yourself, they make you, you know, they chip away, at your self-worth, they do all these things, right? But by you, I'm burping, confirmation burping, spirit is telling me that what I'm saying is true. They're backing up what I'm saying when I'm burping, because I don't usually burp when I read, when I channel, okay? So I'm saying all of this to say, I know y'all don't like to talk about what happened in the past, but how the fuck you gonna get past this if you don't talk about it, okay? How you gonna get past this if you don't look at what the fuck happened in the past and fix it so it doesn't happen again? Because I keep trying to tell y'all, don't think that because somebody new is coming and because they're a soulmate that they won't act crazy too if you don't fix what the hell is going on in here. That's why I tell you to heal. That's why I tell you need to look at what has happened in your life in the past and ask yourself, in order to experience all of this fucking abuse, all of this mistreatment, all this fucked up stuff that I've experienced, what would I have to believe? And so when those thoughts come down, right? Let me give you an example. Let me just give you an example, because we need to work through this. What did I just say? I say somebody breadcrumbing you, right? Somebody chipping away at your self-esteem. You know, somebody making you, you know, just making you feel bad about yourself. Okay, so if I were to flip it around, what I would say is, no one ever treats you right. Okay, that's one thought. Another one is you feel like you're not good enough. Okay, let me give you another. Let me think of something else. You don't deserve to be treated properly. You never get respected. It's a lot of different things that can come out of this. But these are just examples, and it's gonna be different for everybody because everybody's had different experiences. Okay, so I'm saying all of this to say, we got to get out of this mode. I understand what you went through because I went through it too. All right. And I will never sit here and say that what the other person did to you, any person you were in a relationship with, or any person in your family, any person, that has been a friend of yours, anybody you've been involved with that has disrespected you, I would never sit here and say what they did was right. I would never say that to you. And I will never sit here and take their side. That's not what I'm doing. That's what this is not about. That's not what this is about. But what you got to understand is I'm trying to help you get out of this so you don't have to keep fucking experiencing it over and over again, because apparently you have been. Otherwise you wouldn't be here, right? So let me tell you this. It's time for some tough love. Either you can deal with it or you can't. Okay? If you want your life to change, Taurus, you are going to have to fucking kick your own self in the ass and be like, okay, this is what is going on, and I need to motherfucking deal with it, and I need to fucking shut it down. That's why I always talk about boundaries, okay? You cannot be afraid to get rid of these fucking abusive people in your life. It doesn't matter if they family. It doesn't matter if they've been friends. If you've been friends all your life, it doesn't matter. None of that shit matters, because if they treating you like shit, Taurus, you don't fucking deserve it. You don't fucking deserve it. But if you don't think that you're worthy of having somebody treat you properly, then nobody else is going to believe it either. That's the whole point behind this, okay? And like I said, we all want to stare at the new person, and we all want to think good things about the new person, but at the end of the fucking day, it is about your thoughts, what you believe you deserve, okay? Because anybody can come into your energy and treat you fucked up if you got fucked up thoughts, okay? That's the thing you need to understand. That's why we keep talking about healing. That's why we keep talking. That's why I keep talking about it, because I'm like, if you don't fucking do it, no relationship is ever going to be ideal for you. Okay? Like I said, we got to be honest about this, and we got to really look at it. All right? Because this is what Spirit is saying has been happening to you. That is why you haven't gotten out of what is going on. So the time for the coddling is over. Because I told you this ain't that type of fucking channel. So either you can deal with what I'm saying or you fucking can't. Because like I told you, I tell y'all this all the time. If I didn't fucking care about y'all, I would just read the cards and just move the fuck on. Because what is gonna come of it if I just read you this shit and we don't do nothing to try to change it? Okay? Like I told you, you have to learn how to love yourself more than you love anybody else on this earth. And I'm talking about if you got kids, if you got whatever. Taurus got to love Taurus first and love Taurus number one. Because if you don't fill your cup up, how you going to fill anybody else's cup up? And I'm talking to the men too, okay? But specifically, a lot of this is pinpointed towards the women, because in society, we are taught to give away all of ourselves to everybody outside. And then when our cup is dry and we ain't got nothing left, we running around here angry and upset because we don't have nothing for ourselves. But it is learned behavior. It is things that we were taught growing up. But it's time to put an end to this shit, okay? Like I said, you have all these people in your face, but quantity is not quality. You got to start tearing these people apart. And I'm not talking about literally. I'm talking about in your mind. You got to start making your list of what is acceptable for you and what is not acceptable for you. And when you're in the middle of something and you know you're not being treated right, you got to stand your fucking ground, okay? Because like I said, Taurus, y'all are the goddamn bull. And you know what they say, when you mess with the bull, you get the damn horns. So if you have to you have to give somebody the horns, you can't be afraid to do that. You just have to stand your ground and let it be what it is, because I told you at the end of the day, this is about authentic love. For you to be yourself and somebody to love you for who you truly are and not for who they think you are or who you portray yourself to be on that day. And I'm not saying you're doing that consciously, but when you don't set your boundaries, you're not behaving authentically. When you allow people to walk all over you, you are not behaving authentically. When you sit in this energy and say you're a victim and that everybody is doing it to you, because I told you I had to come to Jesus and tell myself the same thing. Everybody's not doing it to me. It's what I'm believing that I'm worth, and what I'm believing that I'm worthy of, and what I'm believing, is always going to happen. But if you don't change it, you're going to keep experiencing the same fucking shit for the rest of your life. And that would be a sad, sad fucking thing. Because like I said, you got somebody coming that wants to roll out the red carpet for you. But if you don't step into the right energy, it's going to be this all over again. Okay? And I'm trying to prevent that from happening to you. Okay? But you gotta work with me, Taurus. Okay, the fact that these cards are coming up like this is Spirit telling you. Okay, this is Judgment Day. It's you know, you gotta heed the damn call and realize you really have to dig deep and figure out the ways you feel like you are being like misrepresented, you're being mistreated, you're being disrespected, and you have to start to go ham on motherfuckers that think they can come in your energy and just do whatever they want to do. You cannot be afraid to be alone in this life if you want your life to change, because all of us sitting in here talking about this twin flame shit, all of us, we're people pleasers, okay? And it's something, like I said, don't get me wrong, I have days where I do it and I have to catch my fucking self because it was a habit. It was something that I grew up, it was learned behavior, things that I learned, and I had to reel it in. But I'm telling you, I tell y'all all the time, there was a period that I went through in my life where I just started to cut every fucking body out. I was like, I don't give a fuck. You gotta go. Because what good are you to me if I'm giving and giving and giving it and you ain't doing shit, or you figuring out, you saying, oh, well, today I'll do this, but man, maybe tomorrow I'll do that, or maybe today I just won't do anything at all. You don't deserve that, Taurus. I didn't fucking deserve it, okay? I feel like we the same. We good people. We're trying to do the best and be the best, because like I said, even when people do me wrong, I still try to do right. Like I said, don't I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that if the need arises that I won't get in somebody's ass. I'm not saying that, because I'm a fucking Scorpio at the end of the day. But what I'm telling you is that you gotta figure your way out of this, okay? You can't continue to sit and coddle people who are mistreating you. You can't keep doing that. You need to make a list of all the fucking people who you've had issues with and sit back and think about it. Think about the relationship, go through it and think about how you feel, because a lot of times, I told you, it's a habit and we don't even realize that we're setting ourselves up in a situation to get walked all over or to get mistreated. But there are ways we give away our power, and that is what Spirit is talking about with this victim card. Spirit is telling you, you got to stop doing this, because I keep telling y'all, it is human nature for people to see how far they can push you, okay? And so it's time for a lot of you to start pushing back, okay? All right, let's move forward. Okay, when it comes to your person, they are embracing change, okay? They realize that changes need to be made. I feel like that's what's going on here. You know, it's a lot of deep thought, a lot of contemplation about what needs to happen in their life to change. Like I said, this is all about change, about you changing, about your person changing, because both of y'all been in this goddamn victim mentality. Both of you have been, okay? And you're sitting and saying, okay, I'm being right. Why are these people not being right? But it's the thoughts. It's what you feel and you think you deserve. And I'm not saying that, like I said, I'm not saying you're consciously doing that to yourself. But it is something that you are doing to yourself by not correcting these limiting beliefs. Okay? All right. Hold on. 4 swords. Okay. Yeah. So we got the picture card coming up and the sword and the rose. Okay. So Spirit is saying this is about clarity and truth, about revelations, about you standing back and assessing your life and really looking at what it is and seeing what it is. Okay. And being determined to change your life for the better. Okay. Then we have the picture card. This is about nostalgia, looking back in the past. Like I told you, you know, it's another card, a card in this deck of a woman looking behind her at pictures on the wall. And that's what Spirit is talking about. Okay. This is about you learning how to make new memories. But in order for you to make new memories, you got to go back and fix this shit from the past. Okay. So when it comes to the energy between the both of you, we've got the King of Swords showing up here. Air sign is someone with a lot of air in their chart. Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. This is talking about independence, like standing on your own 2 feet, knowing that you are, knowing that, you know, you stand in your power and you're independent, and that you've gotten yourself to a level to where you can be very picky about who you allow into your energy. That's what Spirit is telling you to do. Stop with this victim energy. Get into the Nine of Pentacles, the Emperor and the Empress energy, and stand in your power. Know your worth, know your truth. This is about you knowing the truth about not only yourself, but all the other situations in your life and operating accordingly. You can't be afraid to use this sword and cut people out of your life if they mistreating you, Taurus. Because like I said, you tell me in the comments all the time how you got, because I tell y'all, I call y'all the hoochies of the zodiac lovingly. I don't mean it disrespectfully. And I'm saying you have all these people in your face. But like I just told you earlier, quantity is not quality. Not by a long fucking shot. Okay? And so whatever it is that's going on in here, people seem to think, according to what I'm hearing in the comments, is that they think that they can just play in your face. But you got to stop being Mr. or Mrs. Nice Guy and letting these people know where they can get the fuck off, that you're not finna play with them anymore. Because I'm telling you, this is the biggest way, the best way and the easiest way to know if somebody got your best interest at heart or not. Because once you start setting boundaries, when they get an attitude and they get angry and they get nasty, then you know they just latching on, trying to suck you dry. It's not about them loving you or really wanting to be in a relationship with you or anything like that. Because it's just like the thing of you being a woman. Hold on for a minute, guys. I just got to talk about this real quick. It's just like you being a woman and trying to be discerning. You a woman and you want to be in a relationship. You're not wanting just sex from anybody. It's the same way you have to be discerning when you're sitting in that energy and realizing and recognizing which people that are coming towards you just want to have sex with you and which one really want to have a meaningful relationship. It's the same thing. Only we're talking about, you know, who really cares for you, really has feelings for you, and wants to see, you know, good things happen to you and wants to help you with that, versus people coming into your face trying to, like I said, trying to use you and get whatever they can and walk all over you. Okay? Like I said, we got to stop this. We got to stop this from happening because it's like ridiculous. So we've got you ascending. You're ascending. Okay? Then we have the mute card. Okay? This can talk about old people who will remain nameless, who don't want to tell you how they feel. You may have had other people in your life in the past who were just like this, who didn't tell you how they felt, and you were open with your feelings and trying to let them in and trying to love them and stuff like that. Everybody ain't worthy of you, Taurus. Let me tell you the truth. Let's just be honest. Everybody's not worthy of you. You have to start thinking like that. That just because you have all these people in your face, not everybody's worthy of your time and your effort and your love. Not everybody's, and your loyalty. Not everybody's worthy of that. Okay? All right. So let me pull the card for your person. Like I said, your person's got to learn the same thing. Like I said, I feel like both of you are two very kind people who get taken advantage of. But I feel like you play a part in it because you are trying to, and I see why. I'm not saying you're a horrible person or anything like that. So please listen to what I'm saying and don't put words in my mouth. What I'm trying to tell you is I feel like you're both you and your soulmate are amazing people. You're very loving and caring people, and you're very loyal people. But you have to be very careful. You have to realize that the type of person you are, everybody's not like you, Taurus. Everybody's not like you. Everybody's not caring and you know, wanting to help people and wanting to be open and all this stuff. And you have to realize that you are unique, you are special, and everybody doesn't deserve your energy. Okay? It could have been a situation for some of you where you were trying to just let anybody in, and you can't do that. You have to be very discerning. I don't give a fuck what it's about. Just like you wouldn't, if you went to a restaurant, you wouldn't eat every single thing you saw there. You're going to be picking and choosing what the hell you'll eat. It's the same thing with the people that you let into your energy. You have to be very careful about who you allow in, because everybody don't mean you well. You have to wait and see what their true agenda is. And when you set boundaries, that's how you fucking know. That's the number one way you know. Because once you start to cut people's access off to you, That's when you'll see what's really going on. That's when they'll rip off the fucking mask and try to cuss you and say all kinds of stuff. And think about that. Think about how crazy that is. You know, somebody coming to you trying to cuss you and be mean and angry towards you because you won't allow them to disrespect you, because you won't allow them to walk all over you, because you won't allow them to breadcrumb you and hurt you and do all these things to you. That's crazy. That's crazy. Because I feel like a lot of us are surrounded by fucking narcissists and we don't even fucking realize it, because we've been conditioned to believe that that's the way this world is, and that there aren't any good people. They're good people. But you got to change your mindset if you want to meet them. You got to change your mindset if you want your soul tribe to come in. You got to change your mind if you want your soulmate to come in, okay? And you want to be treated properly, all right? So when it comes to your person, this person is hurt, okay, about the things that they've experienced, the things that have transpired in their life, and they are working to release that pain. Because like I told you, if you hold on to these things, these things that have happened to you, that's what perpetuates it. That's what puts you in the same situation over and over and over again. And even though you're headed towards a new timeline and there's somebody stepping into your energy that's supposed to treat you the same way as you've always, you know, as you treat other people, you still got to get them thoughts out of your head. You got to stop believing that mistreatment is the only treatment. Okay, you got to stop believing that. And I'm talking about subconsciously. I'm not talking about consciously, because I'm telling you, if you want a certain thing to manifest in your life, your conscious and unconscious minds or subconscious minds both have to have the same idea. Because I'm telling you, if your conscious mind tries to fight your subconscious mind and you don't clear out what the hell is going on in here properly, you ain't, all you gonna get is the same old shit. Whatever's in here, that's what you're gonna get. It's not gonna be what's here. It's not gonna be what you're telling yourself. It's gonna be, you know, what is happening in here that you don't know nothing about, okay? Or that the only way you know what's happening is by you looking at what's playing out in your life, okay? We are mirrors. We are mirrors. That's why I say, when I hear them people complaining in the comments, oh my God, this person, this and that, this and that, this and that, I'm like, I hear you. I hear you. You have every right to feel whatever way you want to feel. But you have to start to take responsibility. I'm not telling you that you came into this world and you like, I'm just going to come out here and let everybody treat me crazy. I'm not saying that's what you're doing consciously. I'm saying you had these experiences, and because of these experiences you've had, your subconscious mind is saying, okay, let me protect Taurus. Let me think about a way I can protect Taurus, but it's like a 5-year-old child. So the way your subconscious mind is going to protect you is not going to make fucking sense. It's not going to make any sense. Like, for instance, let me give you an example. Okay, you ever see people that struggle with their weight? You ever see people that they go through out their life, and 1 minute you see them, they skinny, and the next minute you see them, they overweight. 1 minute you see them skinny, and they go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, I'm telling you about this to tell you the reason why that is happening is because it is how this person is identifying, okay? They may be able to identify enough with the idea of being skinny long enough to drop the weight, right? But then it's like, once they relax and they don't continue to get the negative thoughts about whatever happened to them about the overweight, if they don't get those thoughts out and keep them out and continue on in the new identity, what's going to happen? They're going to relax. The subconscious mind's going to take back over. Next time you see them, they're going to be overweight. So I'm giving you a simple example of how your subconscious mind works against you. But to the subconscious mind, it thinks that it's protecting the overweight person, right? By like, let me keep the weight on. This is what, or it could be a situation where something may happen. Something negative may happen to the person every time they lose weight. And so they may have a thought in their mind that every time they lose weight, something bad happens. I'm saying in the subconscious mind. They may have that in their subconscious mind, and then it starts to play out. So that's what I'm telling you. If this person wants to lose weight and maintain it, They have to deal with what is going on. That's why you see them yo-yo like that. That's why you see people on diets and they can never sustain the weight loss. It is because they are still sitting in the identity of being a larger person, and they haven't dealt with it. They've lost weight, but in their mind, in their subconscious mind, they still believe that they're overweight. Okay? It's the same type of thing. I'm trying to give you analogies so you can understand what I'm saying. Okay? Because I don't want y'all sitting here wondering what's going on with the new person, or, you know, you not doing the healing you need to do. There are things you need to do to work on yourself. If you want stuff to be better in your life, it can always be better. And just because you work on it to get it to a certain level, it doesn't mean you can't keep doing it. Because like I said, I want y'all to win. I want you to have your person. I want everybody to come to me in the comments and say, oh, I found my person. I'm happy. We have an amazing time. This and this and that. That's what I want to hear. That's when I know that what we do here every week is helping you. Okay? I told you, I don't want this to be something where you come here every week and then 10 years later, we still reading the same stuff and your life hasn't changed at all. Okay? This is supposed to be helpful to you. It's not supposed to just be some entertainment. I don't look at my channel like that. Okay? And I would hope that you don't look at it like that as well. Because I'm sure there's plenty of other channels out there where that's their goal. It's just to entertain, and they're not trying to go past a certain point, and there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what their goal is and that's what they want to do, I'm in no way shading any other tarot card channel, but I'm telling you, this channel is not that type of channel. I want you to be able to come in here and learn things that you need to be a better Taurus, to be a better you, okay? And to not just sit and wonder, when is your life going to change? Because you got to do something about it. You can't, like I said, because I wasted a lot of years sitting around wondering when my life was going to be better, and thinking that you know, oh, if I just, you know, if enough time just passes by, or all this kind of shit is going to change. If you don't do nothing to change it, Taurus, we're going to be here next year talking about the same shit. Okay, let's move on. So when it comes to what is in your power to change, we have the Five of Pentacles. So Spirit is telling you, you can come in out of the cold. You don't have to sit in this energy. You don't have to sit in that Five of Cups energy. You don't have to sit in this Three of Swords energy. Okay? You can make a decision that you're no longer gonna, hold on. You can make a decision that you're no longer gonna experience this type of stuff. But in order to do that, like I told you, you got to get to digging in your mind and figure out why you always end up like this. Okay? Like I said, it's the scrutiny, you know, it's the examination. Nobody wants to do it. But like I said, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want your life to change? How bad do you want to be with this person and live the life of your dreams? How bad? How badly do you want it? Okay? All right, let's clarify. Okay. Hold on one second. Okay, why this, Spirit? Read this one. Why this card, please? Okay. Okay, here we go. So we got the karmic partner card coming up. Okay. So I feel like this is Spirit talk about, you know what they talk about? They talk about the twin. Okay. We're not going to get in depth with this person, but I feel like Spirit is telling you, this is one of the things you got to ask yourself. Okay. For some of you, this may not have been the first time. With this last person, this may not have been the first time that you sat in a situation like this, right? So you got to ask yourself, why do I keep ending up like this? What is it that I would have to believe in order to keep ending up like this, okay? And then we got it's being clarified by the Queen of Swords, okay? Air sign or someone with a lot of air in their chart, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We had the King show up here, right? Now we got the Queen. So when you're in these situations and you end up, you know, feeling disrespected, you know, being, like I said, you know, having people chip away at your self-esteem, all these types of things, it puts you in this Queen of Swords energy where you don't want to let anybody in, right? And that defeats the purpose of the whole thing we're trying to do here, because we're trying to get you out of this and to get you to stop experiencing these things, right? So because you've been in this, we got anger showing up here, okay? So you got to figure out, why am I angry? Why am I showing up like this? Why do I want to rip somebody's head off? And then when you get the reasons why you feel like this, then you got to say, okay, what would I have to believe to have experienced the things I experienced that made me angry? Okay. Then we got the trauma wounds here. Okay. Look, and then the withholding card. So when you're in the Queen of Swords energy, a lot of times it can talk about someone who is withholding. They're suppressing all of the fucked up shit that's happened to them. And like I said, I get it. I get it. That's the normal reaction. I'm not telling you that you withholding makes you a bad person, or that's a, that's a fucked up move or anything like that. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm saying this is normal. But you got to get a knife or whatever you want to get, whatever tool you want to get, and jam it in this damn clam or this shell and open it up and get this stuff out of here. Because I tell you, feelings buried alive never die. Okay? So all of these things here, look, and along with this, some of you have experienced sexual abuse. Okay? Like I tell you all the time, whatever this is, my heart goes out to you, whatever type of abuse you've experienced, okay? All of you may not have experienced this, and I'm not saying that all of you have, okay? But whatever type of abuse, whatever type of trauma you've experienced, all of these things have to be looked at, okay? Because like I tell y'all, you have to dig in here. You have to dig in. You got to dig deep, and you got to get these things out. You have to root them out if you're wanting your life to change, okay? All right, so next card we're going to take a look at is what is not in your power to change. So we've got the King of Wands. So I feel like Spirit is talking about this King of Wands. We have the Queen of Wands here too. So I feel like Spirit is talking about you and this person coming together, you and the soulmate coming together. It's going to happen, okay? Regardless, it is going to happen. You have a choice in whether or not you want to be with this person or not. But whatever whatever was written before you came into this world, it's set into motion, and this person is going to show up. So you're going to have to interact with them and decide what it is you want to do. At the end of the day, I always tell you, you have free will to decide whether or not you want to be with them. But Spirit is telling you this person is going to show up when the time, when the time comes, whether you're wanting them to or not. Okay, so those of you who say you don't want to be with anybody, you want to be by yourself. Like I said, I always question why you watch tarot if you love tarot, if you really want to be by yourself. But I mean, that's for you to answer, okay? Because this person is coming in, okay, with high vibration. They're going to want to marry you. And then we got the third party card showing up here, because you're going to have to make the decision. Remember, this is like the Three of Swords, where, I told you, one of the swords is you, one is your twin, and one is this new person. So you're going to have to decide who you want to kick out of this third party situation. Okay? All right. So when it comes to the outcome, or the last card, is saying what action is in your highest interest. King of Cups. Okay, it's water sign or someone with a lot of water in their chart. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is Cancer for me when it shows up. So you may have Cancer placements, or your person may have. But Spirit is saying the action that's in your highest interest is for you to balance yourself out. For you to balance your, the logical side with the emotional side. For you to figure out why you keep showing, because everybody's got patterns. Like I said, start with the biggest pattern that you see occurring over and over again. Like I tell you, same situation or same pattern with somebody in a different fucking meat suit. If you feel like you're going through the same thing, keeps happening over and over again, only the people change, you have a pattern, and you got to root out and dig out why that's going on. So Spirit is saying, once you balance yourself out, that is what's going to help you in this situation. That's what's going to help your love life to move forward, and for this person to be able to come in, because that's what this person is doing. They're trying to balance themselves out. They looking at the ugly things. They are doing the same thing that you're doing. So like I said, whatever you're wanting from that person, you have to show up that way. That's how manifestation works. That's how this world works. You don't get what you ask for, you get what you become. So that's what we're talking about here, how to become this so you can have this show up for you. Okay? All right, let's clarify. Okay, yeah, this is about illumination, about you illuminating yourself, not being afraid to look at your life and look at the things that you've experienced so that you don't have to keep going over and over and over again, because that's exhausting. Some of y'all been going through this for a long ass time, because I know I have, but I like I said, I just got to the point where I just got sick of it. And I'm like, I got to get my shit together, okay? You keep going over and over and over the same things. Like I told you, look back at all your relationships. We not just talk about this one. We talk about other stuff too. There's other people you've been with, okay? Especially y'all, because like I said, y'all have a lot of people, wanting to come in and be with you, okay? But whatever their motives is, I don't think all of their motives are positive, okay? So we've got the recognition card and it says muse. So I feel like what Spirit is saying with this situation is that there is soul recognition between you and this soulmate, and you are each other's muse, meaning that you're inspiring each other to become better. The love you have for each other and the desire and the passion you have for each other and wanting to be together is what is going to, bring the two of you to this point to be able to come together and be in this relationship. But like I said, you got to become what it is you want. You want somebody to give you undying love, you got to become the type of person that gives undying love. If you want somebody to, treat you fairly, you got to become the type of person that does that. And that not only does that, but expects that from the other people. Okay? So this is not for the faint of heart or weak people. And like, I'm going to tell you like this. I don't think at all that you're weak. I think you're very strong, because to have gone through the things that you've already gone through, you already gone through, and you still here breathing, you still here looking at me, watching this video, is telling me that you ain't your average bear when it comes to strength. Okay? So I'm saying all of this to say, if you push through this much stuff, you can push a little further, is what I feel like Spirit is trying to tell you. Okay? All right, so let's get some messages from Spirit. See what they want to tell you. So we've got divine intervention. The universe will intervene to ensure it follows the divine path. So Spirit is telling you, I can tell you, take your hands off the wheel. Let Jesus, what they say, let Jesus take the wheel. Because this, you're not in control of this. All you're in control of is preparing yourself for the two of you to come together, balancing yourself out, okay? Then we've got revelation. The universe will reveal the unknown, okay? Then we have denial. Someone is not ready to acknowledge the truth, okay? Is it you? That's the question you got to ask yourself. Is it you that's not willing to acknowledge the truth? That's how I can tell the people who haven't healed, because they'll come into the comments and they'll tell me something, and then I'll tell them something that tell them some type of truth that I see as somebody on the outside looking in, and they'll want to argue me down. No, it's not this. It's this and that, and I'm like, okay. All I can do is hold up the mirror. It's up to you whether you want to listen to what is being told or not. Because when we do these readings, that's what I'm doing. I'm holding up a mirror because I'm reading your energy. This is not just coming out of the ethers. This is your energy. And so if these cards are coming up, there's some stuff in here for everybody. If it's resonating, every single thing that I say may not resonate with you, but if you're here 9 times out of 10, it's something in this reading for you. Okay? So I'm just telling y'all, like I said, I want you to have whatever it is you want to have in this life. But if I got to, I'm going to say, look, Spirit is saying, kick your ass. If I got to kick your ass verbally in order to get you to do it, then I just got to do that, because every day you sit and you don't do nothing, you don't fix nothing, you sit and you say, oh, I'm good the way I am. That's every day that you don't get what it is you want. Okay? So here's a message from your person. They say they always carry you in their heart. They fantasize about you every day. They say no one is like you. You are so incredibly special to me. I just told y'all that. I feel like y'all are very special people. Okay? Don't ever forget that I love you. I tell y'all all the time, I think y'all are amazing. But you have to believe it. You have to believe that you deserve to be treated properly. And I ain't talking about here, because we can do that all day long. I'm talking about in here, where it's difficult to get shit in here. But let me not say difficult. It takes work. Let me say that. In here, where it takes some work to get in here. That's what I'm talking about, okay? So we've got this person is ready to commit to you 100%, all right? And like I said, it's what you deserve. It's what you deserve. And like I said, I will never sit here and say you deserve to get abused or any of that kind of stuff. But like I said, it's something in here. Some type of belief. It's something you experienced or whatever. And like I said, it was formed subconsciously without you even realizing that it has. And you have to look at your life and see what is happening. The areas where you have the biggest sources of contention in your life, that's the shit you got to look at, okay? So this person is saying you're their home. You're truly their dream come true. The two of you are finally coming into union. Hold on. Oof, these cards. And then they're telling you the messages, like the telepathic messages, the songs, or whatever that are going on between the two of you. They're saying your messages to them mean more to them than you'll ever know, okay? All right, let's get a few more cards and then I'll let you go. Oh, and I'll get the Black Hollywood Romance Stars Oracle card. So we've got, you are the one that I've been looking for my whole life. And then you are my two of cups. You are my soulmate. Okay. Let's get this Black Hollywood Romance Stars Oracle card. So like I said, get yourself together, Taurus. Do what you need to do. Because like I said, sometimes we be thinking we doing the healing and we ain't healing shit. Okay? So we got clarity. It says, someone finally sees the answer that was always right in front of their eyes. The vision is clear. Therefore, what is to come shall be clear too. Okay? Then we have slow down. Spirit is saying just because we want something so badly, it doesn't mean we have to rush into it. Take a moment to talk with your partner or yourself to reflect on what is best. Okay? Spirit is also telling you to slow down because it's some stuff you still got to look at. Because you see all these things that just came up out in the cards, right? You see all this stuff that just came out. All of this got to be looked at. And then we've got control issues. It says by trying to control this situation, you'll only slow down your answered prayers. Let the divine take the lead, okay? Because we just talked about the divine intervention card, okay? You cannot control this. I know you want to control it. I get it. I'm a control freak too. But I had to, I'm telling you, I had to just leave it alone and just let it go, okay? Because you don't want to slow down anything any more than it already is, because you throwing a monkey wrench into your own shit. Okay, all right. I wish you the best of luck, Taurus. I had to give you a little tough love, because like I said, these cards that's coming up here, show compassion to yourself, love yourself, and focus on yourself. Like I said, the relationship will get here when it's time for it to get here, and the way you make it move faster is by keeping the focus on you. Okay. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. Please have a good day and a good rest of your week. And I will talk to you soon. Bye, Taurus. Hi, Taurus. Welcome back to Leigh's Intuitive Tarot. My name is Leigh. And today we're going to look at new love and what's going on with you and your soulmate. We're going to look at at both perspectives on this with this connection. So your perspective and your person's perspective, and look at what it is you want and you desire both in the connection, okay? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there is a link in the description box below. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, here we go, Taurus. The overall energy for this week's reading, this is for both you and your person, is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so this is Sagittarius energy. It is talking about, the coming together of the two soulmates, of you and your soulmate. It's also talking about, good luck. Okay, so I feel like both of you are sitting in a really good place at this time. And this is about you getting your just desserts, getting what you deserve when it comes to love. Okay. Underneath this is the Page of Cups. This is a water sign or someone with a lot of water in their chart, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is Pisces energy. This card is showing up and it can talk about, having a love offer. So I feel like this is both you and your person having a love offer for each other. It can also speak of an apology because if you'll watch the Twin Flame reading, this actually came up in the Twin Flame reading. And as I said in the Twin Flame reading, I'm saying the same thing here, that for some of you, you may have had a false start with your soulmate. And there may need to be an apology either from their side, from your side, or from both sides, okay? Then we've got the Ace of Wands showing up here. This is talking about a fiery, passionate new start with your person, okay? Because this is the passion stick. And underneath this is the Two of Wands. And it's talking about, you having to make a choice, okay? Whether you choose, this soulmate, whether you want to choose the twin, or whether you're wanting to choose yourself, okay? All right. And it's also about the both of you walking away from walking away from whatever no longer serves you with the Eight of Cups. So when you walk away from the Eight of Cups, you're walking towards the Nine of Cups, which is your wish fulfillment. And then the two of you together will progress to the Ten of Cups, which is the family, the relationship, all those things. Okay. All right. So we're going to start by clarifying the Wheel of Fortune. Let's go ahead and do that. Hold on one second. Okay. Fortune. Okay, so we've got three cards that fell for you. We have the Mask card, we have Admired, and we have Winter. Okay, so I feel like the reason why the Wheel of Fortune is being clarified by the Mask is because this is about you being your authentic self. We talk about this all the time. I feel like you have had, Taurus, had to wear a mask with all your relationships. I don't care if they were romantic, platonic, familial relationships, whatever. I feel like you are never, ever yourself with anybody, okay? And when I'm saying that, I'm not saying like the twin, how the twin wore a mask and they were just a fucking asshole and acting like, they were this good person. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there are parts of yourself that you don't show anybody, I feel like. And I feel like that's why this mask is coming up. This mask card is coming up, and Spirit is saying that now you're getting to a point where you're going to have somebody in your life, this soulmate, where you'll be able to take this mask off and truly be who you are and truly be loved for who you are. Okay. Okay. Then we've got the Winter card. So for some of you, your person may be coming in during winter, or this could talk about you and this person becoming committed to each other in the winter time. Okay. Hold on one second. Come on, thing. Okay. And then we have Admired. So you're admired by this person. This person, like I said, this person has watched you progress through the things that you've been through. For some of you, this person might have already known you when you were dealing with the twin, okay? And the fallout from that, and trying to heal from that, and stepping back into your power, learning how to love yourself, knowing your worth. And because of that, they've seen your transformation, and they admire you because of it, okay? They admire your strength. Okay, let me pull some cards for your person. Okay, when it comes to your person, all right, your person is pushing through or moving through the obstacles, whatever obstacles they had, things that were holding them back in other relationships or other things that they've experienced with other people. And then we have the Patience card, and you're on the right path. So your person is somebody that has a lot of patience. Their patience is long, is what I hear. And so with this you're on the right path card, this is just about them knowing as long as they're moving down the path they're supposed to move down, everything's going to take as long as it's going to take, and they're going to be okay with that. Okay? Let me pull this and see what comes out. Let me get, hold on one second. Okay, then we've got dark black shades here. It says incognito and discreet. This can talk about, just one or the both of you moving in silence, like you doing the things that you need to do to prepare yourself for this union, and you may not be talking about it to anybody. This may be the one place you come to talk about it, okay? All right, so the first placement we're going to talk about is how you both represent yourselves. So for you, Taurus, you are showing up as the Knight of Cups. So this is a water sign or someone with a lot of water in their chart, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So this card is telling me that you're showing up as being completely open, coming to the table very romantically with your heart on your sleeve and laying all your cards out on the table and being completely and totally honest about your feelings, which is a beautiful thing, Taurus. If this is the energy you're sitting in, I'm clapping, because that's a beautiful energy to sit in. Okay? All right, let's clarify. Knight of Cups. Because a lot of people are scared and they don't want to open themselves up. They're afraid of the unknown. But at the end of the day, love is a risk. Anything worth anything is going to be a risk. And you just got to bite the bullet and just go forward. Because think about it. You went through all this pain, all this shit that happened with this twin and the other people that you've dealt with in the past. You can get through anything. I feel like if you can get through what you went through with the twin, you can fucking get through anything. Okay? All right. So the two cards that fell to clarify the Knight of Cups are solitude and return. So I feel like, you are taking the time to really think about things and really think about what it is you want out of life and what it is you want out of love relationships. And I feel like you're preparing yourself for this person's return. And when I say return, I'm talking about the fact that you and this person had past lives together. Okay? All right. One second. Okay, so when it comes to your person, the way that they represent themselves is the Queen of Swords. So this is an air sign or someone with a lot of air in their chart, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. This person has had a hard road when it comes to life, when it comes to, love relationships. But the beautiful thing about this is that they're going through a transformation. If you see all the butterflies here on this card. So this person may have been divorced. They may have been widowed, had somebody pass away on them, pass away in their life. They've been through a lot of slings and arrows is what I hear, always what I hear with the Queen of Swords. And so this is somebody that, after the things they've been through, they guard their energy. But I feel like with you, they are opening themselves up, because if you look closely at this card, there is no sword. Because usually the Queen of Swords has a sword and it's at the ready to chop the shit out of somebody. But I feel like this person has done what they needed to do to be able to put the sword down and say, okay, I'm going to approach this in a rational way and, deal with things as they come. Okay. All right. Let's clarify. Queen of Swords. Okay. So yeah, this person, has worked hard to regain control of their life. All right. We've got the Storm Brewing card. So this is like the Tower. I feel like they have totally dismantled the way that they used to have their foundation set up, and they've started over because they know that you and them are about to come together. That's why the meeting someone new card is here. Okay. Okay, so the second placement we're going to take a look at represents how you see each other. So Taurus, this is how you see your person. I think that is so beautiful. It's the sun. So this is Leo energy. This person is going to sit at the center of your world. They're going to light your world up. This also talks about, soulmate energy. You and this person, have the potential to have a family together if that's what you're wanting. But I feel like this person is your happiness, is what this is saying. Okay, let's clarify. Okay, so you and this person are mirroring each other. So what Spirit is telling me with this is that they see you as their happiness as well. And then with the compromise card, this is about you understanding that in this relationship, the two of you are going to have to see each other as partners in this connection and realize that you need to attack the problems in the connection and not each other. Okay? All right. So when it comes to your person, oh, and how they see you, I love this. I love this, Taurus. I love this. The cards that are coming up for y'all. So this is the lovers is how they see you. So this is Gemini energy. It is talking about, you and this person vibing on every level, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Okay. This is a beautiful card to see. This is like the strongest love card in the deck. And so you have the strongest card in the deck for how you see them. They have the strongest love card in the deck for how they see you. Okay, let's clarify. Lovers. Okay, so this person is following spirit. Okay, following spirit's lead when it comes to guidance. Okay, and then we have the passionate romance card. So look, that's what. Look at the card. It looks like two people just locked up together, and I feel like that's how y'all are gonna be. I tell y'all all the time. There's going to be a lot of tension, good tension, a lot of passion in this connection. The two of you, I told you, people going to be like, get a room. There's going to be, PDA and hand holding and hugging and all this kind of stuff. It's like the two of you can't be around each other and not express your love to each other in some shape or form. Okay. All right. Okay. So when it comes to the next placement, we're looking at how you feel about the relationship and how your person feels about the relationship. So with the Three of Pentacles, this is how you feel about the relationship. So you want compromise. You want, you and this person to come together and build the relationship of your dreams. You're ready to meet them halfway and do what it is you need to, to do, and to be a team and have teamwork. Okay. All right. Let's clarify. So we have, oh Lord, oh Jesus. You see what's coming up, right? They look. I went all the way through Aries reading and didn't have one card from this other person, and then here they go in your reading. But I told you, Taurus, it's notorious. Y'all the hoochies of the zodiac. Y'all people always got to follow y'all. They always got to come towards y'all and get in your face and make themselves known. You know that. Let me let this go. So I feel like Spirit is saying, the twin flame is trying to block this connection. I feel like that's what they're saying with this. Okay. All right. Let's pull some more cards. Three of Pentacles. Okay. So you're being guided by Spirit as well. And then, this is about you stepping into your divine feminine or divine masculine energy. Males, make it work. Okay. Make it fit. In order to, like I said, prepare for this connection, to step into it the right way, to begin it the right way. Okay. All right. So when it comes to your person and how they feel about the relationship, we got the Seven of Pentacles here. So this is your person saying that they are planting seeds, right? Because they want this harvest to be very bountiful here. Because look at how far up all of the things that this person has been working on, how far up the mountain it is like a mountainous, right? And so I feel like this is about them knowing that patience is key. And just if you plant the right seeds and do the work, you can have whatever it is you want when it comes to a relationship. So this person has really healthy ideas about the connection between the two of you. Okay. All right. Let's clarify. Seven of Pentacles. Ooh, okay. So this person is missing you. They feel like, there's going to be a lot of growth and expansion in this connection. Because I told you, you and this person are going to help each other to level up and you're going to inspire each other to grow more than you probably ever grown in your life. Okay. And then we have the Visitor card. So this showed up in the Twin Flame reading as well. So you may want to watch that if you haven't already watched it. But with the Visitor card, this person may not be knocking on your door But I feel like, you know, they're going to make themselves known at some point is what I feel like this is talking about. Okay. All right. So the next placement we're going to take a look at represents what you both want from the relationship. So when it comes to you, we've got the King of Cups showing up here. This is a water sign or someone with a lot of water in their chart, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is Cancer when it shows up for me. And so you may have Cancer placements, or both of you may have them, or your person just may have it. Okay. With the King of Cups, this is you saying what it is you want from this relationship is you want balance. You want somebody to come in and truly love you, like to be balanced and be able to show the logical sides of their personality as well as the emotional side, and not see it as a dirty thing, or not be afraid to be vulnerable to you. You want someone with good parenthood energy, because you know the King of Cups can be, you know, is like a fatherhood card. Okay, but like I said, make it fit males, or a motherhood card. This is about someone being in touch with their emotions, you know, not afraid to show them, not afraid to thrive in their emotions, and they don't look at it like it's a dirty thing. Okay. All right, let's clarify. So, like I said, I always tell you the two of you are already together in the fifth dimension, okay, in the 5D. And that's why, one of the reasons why you get the messages you get, and you know, you sending them songs, they sending you songs, or you sending them messages, they're sending you messages. And then look, there's a soulmate card. And like I said, look at what this person is doing. They're, you know, proposing to you. I told you this person is about serious, you know, a serious relationship, an intentional relationship. This is not all fun. You know, it's fun. It's fun, but not fun and games. Let me say that. Okay. All right. So when it comes to your person and how your person, what your person wants from the relationship, we've got the High Priestess showing up here. Okay. So this is Pisces energy showing up again. It is talking about, like, both of you, I feel like, you know, being intentional about this connection, using your empathic abilities in order to listen to spirit, and let spirit help guide you in this connection, guide you together, you know, guide you through the, you know, the joyous moments, and to guide you through the rough moments as well. Okay. All right. And I also feel like this is about your person wanting to see who you truly are, because the High Priestess can be somebody that is mysterious or that has secrets. Okay, they can be known to be, one of the qualities of the High Priestess can be known to be secretive. And so this person is wanting you to come forward and, you know, pull back the veil, because normally in the High Priestess card, there is a pillar on one side and a pillar on the other side, and there is a screen or a piece of cloth that is stretched between the two pillars. And I feel like this person wants to come in and have you pull back the veil and let them know what's going on with you. They want you to truly open yourself up to them in every way possible. Okay. All right. That's why the Lover's card is coming up, because they want to bond with you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, all the ways that they can. Okay. All right. Let's clarify. Okay, we've got the Get Clarity card. Okay, and then we also have Money and Finances and Illumination. And I feel like this is just about, you know, I feel like this person does not have money issues, but I feel like they may be preparing themselves, putting themselves in an even better financial position, because the two of you are coming together. And this is going to be someone who wants to contribute to the relationship. If they're a male, they may want to take care of you. Okay. If that's what the two of you agree to, or, you know, a female, she might want to do her part in the connection. Okay. Because like I told you, the person you're dealing with is a boss. Okay. Then we've got the Illumination card. So this person is finding out a lot of things about themselves and about you, because they watch you. And I feel like, you know, it's just a lot of things coming to not coming to fruition, but a lot of things, a lot of information coming out by them watching you, and by the things that they are learning about themselves because of what they've gone through. Okay. All right. So the next card is how you both see a possible future together. And so you got the Nine of Cups. So you see this person as your wish fulfillment, and you know, you want to be their wish fulfillment. Okay. All right, let's clarify. I love this. I love this read. This so far is my favorite sign. What y'all got in order of, as far as the answers to the questions. I love what I'm seeing on both sides. I feel like both of you are coming together. I feel like you have a really amazing chance to come together and be so happy with this person, Taurus, because you've got your mind right and you're willing to even though you've been through a lot of tough and hard times, you're putting all that aside and you're jumping in with both feet with this person, which is what Spirit is recommending that you do. And I'm so proud of y'all for that. I love that. So we've got the recognition card and the self-worth card. So this is talking about, you know, soul recognition. So when the two of you come together, there will be soul recognition. You'll recognize each other. This person will start to feel very familiar to you. Then we have the self-worth card. So this is about you knowing what it is you deserve, you know, standing in your power, knowing your value, because you have to know your value if you're wanting other people to see it. Okay. All right. Okay. And then when it comes to your person and how they see a possible future together, we have the Four of Swords showing up here. Okay. So I feel like this is, you know, both of you working together, you know, healing together, just using all of your, how can I explain it? Just working together, praying together, healing together, just coming together as true partners, true counterparts, I feel like, with the Four of Swords. Okay. Let's clarify. Four of Swords. Okay, so we've got reliving the past and release. So this person is, you know, using this because this is like the mini hermit to me. They're using this energy. They're wanting both of you to use this energy to relive the past just in order to release the things that you need to release, anything that's hindering or blocking the two of you going forward in this beautiful relationship. Okay. All right. So now we're going to get a message from Spirit and see what else they want to tell you about this reading. Oh, we already had two cards. I just picked up the cards and went to shuffle them, and these two cards fell out. So we've got the Five of Swords here, and we have the Four of Cups showing up here. So we got the Four of Cups, which talks about, you know, a missed opportunity. It's saying failing to recognize a magical opportunity, missing the point, the distractions of daily life, discontent or boredom, lost in your own world. Wake up. So this is for those of you who are not seeing the magic of this connection, okay? And who are still living in the past and focusing on these three cups, which could represent three separate incidences you've been through, or being pulled into a third party in the past in your relationships, okay? Spirit is telling you to look, that they're behind you with a new opportunity. They're holding a cup behind you, behind this person, you know, sitting at the tree, okay? Then we've got the Five of Swords here, okay? It says an unwise choice. There's a better way that will make you happier. Avoid people who lack integrity or who have questionable motives. So this is Spirit telling you to beware of people, because I tell you that all the time, right? That's why I call you all the hoochies of the zodiac, because you always got people in your face. So I feel like your sign, more than any other one, should have the best discernment, because you always having to use it with these people that are coming in your face. Because you know, when you got a lot of folks in your face, you got to try to figure out what their motives are, because everybody's motives are not on the up and up, and you know that. And I feel like that's what Spirit is just telling you, is that you may, you know, it's like I said, quality over quantity. Like I said, you may have a whole bunch of people, but all of them don't mean you well. All of them don't want to spend the rest of their lives with you. All of them, you know, some of them just want to hit it and quit it. So this is about you, you know, really being discerning about who is coming towards you. But like I said, you're going to know who this person is, because it's soul recognition. You're going to recognize it. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's get some messages from your person and see what they want to tell you. Hold on. Ooh. Okay. The first card that fell, this actually fell when I was shuffling this before I started the reading off camera. It says spark. My love for you is written in the stars. We have the spark between us, which is undeniable and visible to everyone around us. Remember, I told you, right? Everybody's going to be looking at you, get a room. Didn't I just say that? Okay. So it says, you are the miracle that dropped into my life and lit me from within. Look up at the stars tonight and know that I am under the same sky thinking about you. We are destined to be together for many lifetimes. We don't need to rush this love. Our love is eternal. So like I told you, your person is all about patience, because they want everything to be right, because they know that you're the one. And so for them, there is no rush. Okay. They found you. And so they're willing to wait until the time is right. Okay. So now we have soon. There's sparklers on here. This is talking about spark with the fireworks. And then here are sparklers on here. So I feel like that's just further talking about the passion between the two of you. So it says soon we will be together in the near future. Our reunion is imminent, and I'm doing all I can to be ready for you. I am working hard on myself to be a better provider for you. I hear you call for me, and I'm coming back to you. This is my promise to you that soon we will reunite again. And remember, I told you it's a reunion because you had a past life with this person, okay? Or many past lives with them. Okay, so here we go. Let's get some more messages. Okay, so we have, I crave you. You don't realize how perfect you are to me. You're everything I want and need. Okay. And then we have, when I can hold you again, I will never let you go. Okay? Or I'll never let go. All right. Here's that other deck. I had another deck. Okay, here it is. Okay. I think about you all the time. No one else could hold a candle to you. Please don't give up on me. So this person is telling you, be patient, wait. They're being patient. Please be patient and wait for them, okay? Nothing and no one else compares to you. Okay, and then let's get some Romance Angel Oracle cards and see what else Spirit wants to tell you. Okay, so your twin keeps trying to come back into the read. Okay, so we got separation. It says time apart from your partners on the horizon. This is the time right now for you to, prepare yourself for this connection. Do the healing you're doing. I feel like you got your head on right, Taurus, and you know what you need to do. And I feel like that's what you're doing. And that's why you're seeing the cards that you're seeing. And you and this person, are on the same page. And I think that's so beautiful. Okay. Then we have playfulness. It says to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Okay. Then we have stay optimistic about your love life. It says positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Okay. So be positive. Don't give up. This person is coming. Okay. Look at the bottom of the deck. It says reconciliation. Someone from your past, a past life, is returning to your life. So you got somebody, waiting, and they're thinking the same way you're thinking. So when the time is right, like I said, the two of you will appear in each other's lives. Okay. For some of you, I told you it's by winter, and winter is in month after next for us in the States. Okay. All right, Taurus, I hope this helped. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. Please have a good day and a good rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, Taurus. Hi, Taurus. Welcome back to Leigh's Intuitive Tarot. My name is Leigh, and today we're going to further see what's going on with you and your soulmate. Ooh, with this reading, this love reading. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Overall energy for this week's reading is the Knight of Cups. Excuse me. This is a water sign or someone with a lot of water in their chart, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is talking about what you want, a love offer where someone comes to you and is completely and totally honest. They, come with their heart in their sleeve, lay all their cards out on the table and tell you exactly how they feel. But your person, your soulmate is wanting the same thing from you in return, okay? Underneath this is the Page of Wands, fire sign or someone with a lot of fire in their chart, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is talking about, I feel like the both of you, okay? It can speak of communication, good news with communication. It can also talk about, basically both of you being excited, being curious about each other with the Page of Wands, okay? And there being a lot of passion in the connection, okay? Underneath this is the Ten of Swords. This is talking about, the endings that the both of you have had. They've been very painful because you can see the jagged edges of the swords here, okay? And all of that, this looks like blood in the water to me, okay? So whatever it is that you've gone through, it left blood in the water. You got hurt very deeply, very badly in the past in your relationships, both of you, okay? And it's about, cheating, lies, somebody, just like betrayal, all types of fucked up things this card can represent, okay? But it is talking about an ending to that, okay? And with the Eight of Swords, this can talk about feeling stuck, but it's the limiting beliefs in your mind, like you believing on a subconscious level certain things that are making certain patterns play out in your life. And it's about you, standing up and walking away from that. And, for you to stop thinking about those things, because those things are what's bringing about a lot of the things that you experience. I'm not saying that you consciously doing it, because nobody sits up, Taurus, and says, okay, I want somebody, to come in and do this and do this and do that. Nobody does that. But there are things that you've experienced in your past that are showing up in your life now that need to be dealt with so that you don't have to experience them anymore, okay? So you are stepping into a phase where you're going to have equal love and, equal give and take with the Six of Coins. And then with the Ace of Wands, like I told you, this is, a very passionate connection. You're going to have a fresh new start with this person, okay? All right, so we're going to start by clarifying the Knight of Cups. Hold on, let me get one for your person. Okay, so to clarify the Knight of Cups here, we have the communication card on your side. So Spirit is saying, there's going to be communication between you and your person, okay? And then we have, you left quite an impression. This is on your person's side. So you've left quite an impression on this person, and they're, I feel like they're going to either come forward and communicate or be receptive to communication from you. But I feel like, for a lot of you, this is about you letting this person come towards you, okay? All right, we also have the beginnings card here. It's saying, this is about you trying again, moving ahead in a new direction and starting over when it comes to your love life, okay? Yeah, and we also have the unspoken feelings card. So this is talking about you're not imagining the undercurrent. There's an emotional charge here that no one's fully naming yet, okay? So I feel like for a lot of you, this can talk about, those of you who have already met your person and you have, unspoken feelings y'all haven't yet told each other exactly how you feel, okay? And then also for those of you who have not met your person yet, this can talk about the energy, like you feeling this person's energy, the attraction they have for you, the passion they have for you, and then the same thing, them being able to feel that from your side as well, okay? All right. So the first card we're going to take a look at represents your love for this new person. So we've got the Six of Swords. This is talking about you moving forward. I feel like this love is going to move you from rough waters in past relationships to the, to calmer waters. This is about you healing yourself and being able to move forward into the type of relationship you've always been wanting to have. Okay, let's clarify. Six of Swords. Yeah, see, this is about you stepping into your divine feminine energy is what Spirit is saying. Okay, and so we've got the 1 day card. It says someday, somewhere, another time. I feel like, you know, this could be your twin trying to talk about, you know, coming back or some stuff, you know, you and this and the two of them coming back someday, somewhere, somehow, yeah, whatever. Okay, let's move on. Let's get another card. Let me see if I can get another card. Six of Swords. Okay, so you and this new person, there's going to be a lot of intimacy between the two of you. So it's talking about bonding. Okay, a lot of sensual time, a lot of sexy time between you and this person, because we already saw the passion stick with the Ace of Swords. Okay, and you and this person are going to spend a lot of time talking to each other, getting to know each other, confiding in each other. And, you know, it's going to be a beautiful experience. You're really going to enjoy getting to know this person and allowing this person to get to know you. Okay, all right. So the next card we're going to take a look at represents your person's, your soulmate's love for you. So we have the World card. This is all signs. It is talking about, you know, this person, like you could have met this person online. It can also talk about, you know, just this person overcoming their personal challenges to open up new doors and opportunities for the both of you. So this person coming into your life is going to open up a lot of stuff for the both of you. Like I said, it is not only going to benefit you individually, but together as a couple. Because you see, normally on the World card is one person, right? But on this World card, there's two people coming, like they're coming into union or they're already together. So I feel like Spirit is just saying that you are going to amplify each other's life in a positive way, in a very good way. Okay. All right. Let's clarify. World. Okay, so we've got the substances affecting your life card showing up. So this person, they're putting an end to the things that are, you know, that have been affecting their life. Okay, they realize that they're about to get into a relationship with someone, and that they know that they have to be their best selves when they step into your world. Okay, all right, so they're working on that. Then we have the conflict card. It's talking about clashing, differences, incompatibility. I feel like this is what your person, you know, does not want. They're wanting to put an end to these types of situations in the love relationships that they've been in the past. Okay. All right. Okay. The next question is, how does your past affect your current relationship, or this either your current relationship if you're already together with your soulmate, or the relationship to come if you're not in this relationship with the person yet. Okay. All right. Okay, so we've got the King of Coins showing up here, which is normally the King of Pentacles. This is an earth sign or someone with a lot of earth in their chart, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And we also have the Judgment card, which is Scorpio energy. Okay, so Spirit is saying that your past is, you know, because of what you've experienced in your past, you will now have a second chance to establish a long-term, stable, and committed relationship with this King of Coins card. Okay, you're going to have stability and commitment when it comes to your love life, whereas you've never had that. I don't feel like a lot of you have. Okay, they showing me the card again. Spirit is telling you, you have to get out of this victim energy, Taurus. Okay, we talked about this last week, if I'm not mistaken. If you want this to change, if this is what you're wanting to manifest, Spirit is saying you got to let this go. You have to stop sitting in the energy of why is this happening to you and all this type of, you got to get out of that and say, okay, what happened in the past happened. What is the lesson I can learn from this? Once you figure out what the lesson is, let the rest of that shit go and move on, is what Spirit is trying to tell you. Okay. I'm not saying you shouldn't, mourn your pain and mourn the things, because I get that, because I used to be like that as well. Because I was like, if I don't mourn my own pain, then who the fuck is gonna, who the fuck else is gonna do it, right? And I get that, but you can't sit in it and marinate in it and allow that to become your identity. That's what Spirit is telling you, okay? Because we also have this other card that fell. It says feeling trapped. It says feeling trapped isn't part of the love deal. If there's no key in sight, it might be time to break free. So Spirit is telling you to break free from this shit you've been telling yourself. Tell yourself a new story. Tell yourself, look, let me tell you this. When I talk about how I want my love life to be, that's what I focus on. I don't focus on what happened in the past, okay? Things come up sometimes and I'll catch myself thinking about them or saying something about them, and I'm like, no, stop it. And I move towards what it is I want. I talk about how I want this relationship to be with my new person. And I allow this stuff from this past to stay in the past where it is. But like I said, I've learned my lessons. I know what the lessons are, and I'm moving forward from that. Okay? Because I told you this person is going to all types of things. They're going to all types of ends in order to try to keep you in their life, like fucking witchcraft, curses, all this kind of crazy shit. And I'm like, who in the hell has time to be doing that kind of stuff? That to me is just crazy. But anyway, I am just letting you know, forgive this person and let it go, because don't be trying to fight fire with fire and all that stuff. Because like I told you, Spirit is going to put their foot on this person's neck, because this person been spazzing out for like months now, and they're tired of this person's shit. So don't be feeling trapped. You need to break away. You need to find the key to these fucking handcuffs, find the fucking sword or the knife to cut through these ties here in the victim card. You need to cut this shit away and walk away, Taurus. This is not you, okay? Y'all are some strong mofos, okay? And I mean that in the most positive way possible. Use that stubbornness that y'all got and break free from this shit and walk on. Move on, because you got new love coming. And this person that's coming is going to love the fuck out of you. So this shit here, you got to let it go. Let it go, all right? Okay, let's move on. Hold on. Okay, so the next question we're going to look at is, how does your person's past affect your connection with them? How is it going to affect the relationship when the two of you are together? Okay, just like we just talked about for you. Okay, let's see what's going on with them. Okay. Okay, so we got the Four Swords here. This person is, they are transmuting or trying to fix what they've gone through in the past, because the Four Swords for me is like the mini hermit, okay? Then we have, they may be meditating on this. They may be praying. These are words that I'm getting in my mind when I'm looking at this card. Then we also have the Seven of Cups. I tell you this all the time. This person has lots of options. They got people in their face just like you. They are fucking mirror when it comes to you, with people playing in their face. They got a whole bunch of people after them just like you do, okay? But with this Seven of Cups here, this person has already made their choice. They ain't even looking at these damn cups, because they already know what they want. Okay? All right, let's clarify. Seven of Cups and the Four Swords. Ooh. Yeah, this person is stepping back into their vulnerability, okay, so that they can come towards you and be open and honest in the relationship. And they are embracing the changes that are occurring, okay, because of the work they're doing on themselves. All right, let me get one more. Okay, yeah. For some of you, I tell y'all this. For some of you, okay, for some of you, this is that fucker coming back from the past. You know who I'm talking about, okay? I don't even like to say the damn word. The TF. That's coming back, wanting your forgiveness, wanting your return, trying to apologize. And that's why I tell y'all about, witchcraft and curses and all this kind of shit, because this person is willing to go to any length to try to keep you in their lives, okay? Also, I feel like this card is talking about, for some of you, your soulmate, because some of you had a false start. It ain't everybody, okay? So if this doesn't resonate with you, don't take this message, okay? But this is for a small handful of y'all. Y'all had a false start with your person, and this person is coming back to ask you for forgiveness, to apologize for whatever way they may have stepped on your toes in this connection, okay? All right. Okay, so let me move on to the next 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're on. Okay, this is going to talk, we were talking about how your love is right now. Okay, so we got the Five of Swords showing up here. Okay, this can talk about, mind games, leaving people out in the cold, doing all kind of fucked up shit. But I don't feel like that's what this is about. I feel like this is both of you in the energy of wanting to win at all costs. I feel like both of you are going to put in the work that is necessary in order for you to be together. You realize that you're the one for each other, and you're going to do what is necessary so that you can be together. Okay, let's clarify. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Okay, for your person, they've got the karma lessons card. So they're learning lessons and experiencing karma from whatever they've gone through in their past, okay? And then we've got the chasing card showing up here. It's pursuit, toxicity, resilience. I feel like they being chased. They might be being chased by the ex, okay? Because the ex, I feel like whatever happened between them to end the connection, whoever that person is, that person does not want your soulmate to come towards you, because they coming, baby. They coming, and they coming with commitment, with marriage for some of you, whatever it is that you're wanting. This person is going to be ready to give you whatever it is you want. But I feel like they are being chased by whoever that was they were in there, just like you are. Like I said, even your damn exes are mirroring each other, doing the same fucking shit that just like you and your soulmate are doing the same shit that the damn exes are too. That is like crazy. Okay, so yeah, this is about, walking away. See, they're walking away from this person. That's why they being chased. Okay, so it's saying walking away isn't failing. It's choosing yourself. When the path no longer serves you, it's time to move on. That's what Spirit is telling you about that victim card and these damn handcuffs here. That came up. And it's also for your soulmate. They walked away from this person. All right. That's trying to chase them, wanting to come back. And then it says infatuation. It feels electric, but remember, it's easy to mistake a new crush for love. Keep your heart in check while you ride the high. So Spirit is telling you, the word trepidation is coming to mind, but Spirit is telling you to be careful, move slowly with this person. Don't expect the first person that comes to you and is nice to you and is good to you don't assume that it's your soulmate. That's why it's necessary for you to go slow, to slow down with this person and really look at them, really think about what's going on. Like I told you, set your boundaries, all right? And move slow, because somebody that don't really want to be with you, that just want to have sex or whatever they want, that want something other than that, they're not going to want you to go slow. They're going to try to force you to go fast, or try to make you think it's better to move fast than it is to take your time. The person that really wants to be with you is going to be all about you. You will know. Your intuition will coincide with the thoughts you're thinking and the things that you're feeling. Okay? All right. So the next card we're going to take a look at, or the next question we're going to look at, is talking about how your love is gonna fare in the future, how this connection is gonna be in the future with you and this soulmate. Okay, so we've got two cards that fell. We have the Two of Coins and we have the Tower, Scorpio energy. So Spirit is telling you that the juggling is going to end. There will be no more juggling. Okay, and the Tower, Spirit is saying, there's going to be a change. Okay, you are no longer going to be in situations where you're being mistreated, all these types of things. It's this Tower is going to come along. When the two of you come towards each other, you're going to have to make the choice, of course, with the Two of Coins, because your person's already made their choice. They want to be with you, because I told you they ex is chasing after them. But with this Tower, this is, Spirit is gonna wipe away all this old shit you've been through, this old foundation, so you and this person can build anew. Okay? All right, let's clarify. Yeah, see? Soul recognition. The two of you, your souls recognize each other. That's why this person feels so familiar to you, because you recognize each other. Okay? There may be confusion. All right? because you, like I told you, you always got people in your face, right? We talk about this all the time. That there's always somebody in your face trying to talk to you, want this, want this, want that, or whatever. This is about you using your discernment, okay? So Spirit is saying uncertain, unclear, unsure, okay? That's why I say take your time, because somebody that's wearing a mask or somebody that has ulterior motives, they're not going to be able to wear that mask or have, or hide those ulterior motives for too long, okay? Then we have the heart fog card. It's saying mixed signals, blocked emotions, messed up. So again, Spirit is saying, take your time. Because like I said, y'all should be a damn professional at this shit with the amount of damn people that's always in your face. Okay? So I'm saying all of this to say that you know what to look for. You know when the shit starts to go left. You know what's going on. Like I said, just watch what goes on, listen to what the person says, but watch what they're doing, because people's actions tell you everything. Okay, people will talk a good game all day long, but you got to ask yourself: is this person consistent with the contact? Are they showing up like they say they're going to show up? Are they doing the things they say they're going to do? Are they there? Are they actually there? Because there's some people that be with you physically, but their mind is a million damn miles away. Or you go out with somebody and they on their phone all the time and doing this and doing that, and they there with you, but they not really there. So these are the things that you need to be checking out when you hang out with new people, and so you can see what's going on. Okay, because like I said, people are not going to always come and tell you what they about, but they will show you. Okay, all right, let me get one more card. Yeah, see, someone new. Spirit is saying someone unexpected could soon shift your perspective on love. You're not done discovering what your heart is capable of. Okay, all right, but like I said, take your time. Okay, so the next card next question we're gonna look at is the outside challenges you'll need to overcome. Okay. Okay. So we have 3 cards that fell. We have the Devil, Capricorn energy, the King of Cups, water sign or someone with a lot of water in their chart, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but this is Cancer when it shows up for me, and then Justice, which is Libra energy. So Spirit is saying, this is about, I feel like the Devil card has to do with your exes, okay? So one of the outside influences are going to be, your exes, their obsession with each one of you and trying to do things to tear your connection apart. Then we've got the King of Cups here. Spirit is talking about the next challenge is, can the both of you, continue to keep your balance, not only individually inside the relationship, but can you continue to keep the relationship balanced, okay? Again, with Justice, the same thing. This is about balance and both of you getting your karmic justice. So Spirit is saying, can you deal with the outside challenges, which are people coming at you? Because I'm telling you, people be fucking, what is the word? Fucking bitter when they see people happy and having a good time and all this kind of stuff. So that's why I told you, you gonna see, it's gonna be people that you don't even you would never even believe would feel some kind of way with you being in a connection. And then one thing you got to remember too, Taurus, is people like to put you in a box. All right. If you've been somebody that, is single a lot, or you have a lot of people coming at you, but you never choose anybody because they're not right for you. People put you in a box, and they even like some of your friends. And then when you get with somebody, they like, you dating somebody, like you shouldn't be able to do that. Like that's like you fucking their heads up. The fact that you with somebody now, whereas you always been the, single Taurus or whatever the hell. And now you're not single Taurus no more. So you messing up their idea about you, and they got a problem with it. But you know what I say. I'm like, you got to live your life, Taurus. Do what's best for Taurus. Ain't nobody thinking about them folks. Okay. All right. So let's clarify. Okay, Spirit is telling you to focus on your coin, focus on your material world, and unstick yourself. Stop thinking the crazy things you thinking. Get out of these limiting beliefs, because this is a mental prison that you make on your own. It's like you locking yourself up, okay, and throwing away the key and thinking crazy stuff. Stop doing that. Is what Spirit is trying to tell you. Hold on. Spirit is also, this is your person. Disconnect and relax. This is like the Four of Swords showing up again. So some of you may be overdoing it in your life. If it's not, if it doesn't resonate with you, don't take the message, okay? Remember, everything that I say is not necessarily going to resonate. For some people it does, but it's not going to be for everybody. And just because one thing doesn't resonate, it does not mean the rest of the message is not yours, okay? All right, let me get one more card here. Okay, then we got the playing games card here, okay? It says, they've got game, but is it real? Keep your eyes open and don't fall for surface level charm. This is talking about your ex coming back and your person's ex coming back and them playing games, okay? Trying to get you and your person to believe that they really want to be back together with them and be back together with you, and you can work it out and all this kind of stuff, okay? I even had somebody in the comments tell me that as soon as they change their status, as soon as they change their fucking status, I think it was like on Facebook or something like that, one of their exes came back and was like, oh, you need to take that person's name off because, we need to try it again. And I'm like, where the hell was this person when you were by yourself and you wasn't, nobody was checking for you? Why they wasn't checking for you then? You see what I'm saying? So people do just crazy. It's people that just put their foot in their mouth because like I told you, they put you in that box, and the minute you ain't showing up the way they want you to show up or the way they assume you're supposed to show up, then here they ready to come in and cause a lot of motherfucking strife. Ain't nobody got no time for that. Okay, so here we go. So the last placement we're going to look at talks about the card that represents how you're going to strengthen your weaknesses together, okay, as a couple, you and this soulmate. Okay, so in order to do that, we got the Hangman showing up here, and we also have the Lovers. Okay, Gemini energy, the Hangman is Pisces. So Spirit is saying, this is about you looking at things from a different perspective, letting go of things that no longer serve you with the Hangman, and with the Lovers card, choosing each other every day. Okay, it's a choice to be in this relationship with this person every day. That's what the Lovers is about. The Lovers used to be called the choice back in the day with the tarot card deck. So that is what you need to focus on, looking at things from a different perspective, okay? Knowing that you need to let go of certain things that no longer serve you. And again, with the Lovers card, choosing to be with each other every single day. Okay, yeah, it's about letting go of pride and ego, Spirit is saying, okay? You and this person, not settling, because if these other people come back, that's what you'd be doing. You'd be settling. Because if it was supposed to work out, you would be with them. This other person, you and this other person wouldn't even know each other existed, right? Then we have the nostalgia card. Spirit always tells you to go back and look at the past and get those lessons, okay? And then drop all the baggage. Don't be a bag lady or a bag man, all right? Okay, hold on. Then we've got the rejection card. It's saying abandoned, dismissed, irrational fear. Okay, so this is about you healing the rejection, because some of y'all got big issues with this, where you've given your love to somebody and they reject you, or you get into a relationship with them and then they end up rejecting you or whatever. So this is about you moving past this and realizing that you can be in a connection with somebody and they want to be with you, but you have to believe that you are lovable and that you deserve to be in a connection where you are wanted and desired. Okay? All right. Let me get one more. Okay. Then look, our favorite, right? Divine timing. The Spirit saying things may feel slow or uncertain, but the universe is right on time. Love is unfolding exactly when it's meant to. Like I said, you got to be ready and your person has to be ready. You don't want to be in something with somebody. You want to be living the dream, right? This is saying living the dream isn't a solo gig. Every day feels like the best plot twist when you're with the one you love. You want it to be right, right? Because if you ain't right and your person ain't right, it's just not going to be right, okay? All right. So let's get some messages from Spirit. Let's see what they want to tell you. Okay, so we have Frost of Stillness. Okay, it says Embrace the frost of stillness, wherein the calm, icy pause, reflective clarity is found. So Spirit is saying to take this separation when you're apart from this person. Don't look at it as a punishment. Look at it as a blessing, and use it to, deal with whatever issues you need to deal with before this person comes in. Okay. Then we have ocean of possibilities. It says navigate through the boundless ocean of possibilities where horizons whisper of untold opportunities and plentiful paths. Okay. So the world is your oyster, is what Spirit is saying. You can go anywhere, do anything, do whatever it is you want to do. You and this person, y'all will have the world at your feet, and you can live your life whatever way you want to live it. Okay. Then we've got emerging dawn. Trust that every ending is another beginning coming in disguise. So, you know that when the sun goes down, it's got to come back up. All right. So it's about, it was a blessing that what happened between you and these other people in the past, that it ended, because you're going to end up with the person that you were always supposed to and always meant to be with. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's get some messages from your person. So we've got, I would just hold you. It says, just to help you relax, to make you feel loved and cared for, to make you feel heard and understood. I won't offer you advice you don't need. I would just hold you as long as you allow. So this person is telling you, they're creating a safe space for you to just be yourself, to relax and not have to worry about, you can just lay it all on them. If you need to talk to them, if you want their advice, they'll give you their advice. If you don't want their advice, they won't give you advice. They just want to be there for you, is what your person is telling you. Okay. All right. Let me get some more. Okay. They're saying you're the first person they think about when they open their eyes. They can't imagine their life without you. We have, even though you're not with me, my love for you grows every day. Okay. Let me get these. Okay. Then we have, I love you. Okay. It says, my love for you is infinite. We are bonded in eternal love that is beyond space and time. Close your eyes and reach into this infinity. Know that it is real. I really want to reach out to you and tell you how I feel. The love I have for you in my heart, nothing can compare with it. And remember, always, my love, that I love you. Okay, so this person is telling you they always love you. My world, it says, you mean the world to me. Everything revolves around you. I keep you in mind when I'm making decisions, and I include you in all of my plans. Every action, every dream. I love doing life with you. You mean so much to me. Without you, I feel like nothing. So this person, they already thinking about how life is going to be in the future with you and including you in it. That's how you know somebody really, really want to be with you, especially a guy. If a guy is making plans and they thinking about you while they making them damn plans, that's how you know, that's one of the ways you know it's serious too, okay? But you also got to be careful, Taurus, because you know motherfuckers will be like telling you that shit and assuming that, and we going to do this and we going to do that, trying to play with your head. I'm not trying to make you paranoid, but I want you to take your time and make sure that the person that comes into your life is the one that you're supposed to be with. But I feel like you'll know it. You'll know it. You'll know when it's them. Okay. All right. Okay. Now we're going to get some Lover's Oracle cards before I let you go. Okay. So we have this first card here. It says, if you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for the heart is the gateway to the soul. Okay. Okay. Next card is this. It says, it is important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone. Instead of placing your focus on another, now is the time to give it to yourself. Okay. Or to give to yourself. Okay. So Spirit is just telling you, focus on you. They got this. They're driving the bus. And when the time is right, they're going to open the doors and let the soulmate in. Okay. All right, Taurus, I hope this helped. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there is a link in the description box below. Please have a good day and a good rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, Taurus.